We are back. Oh, Ian, we just had to gather our thoughts for a moment because right now the top 16 are heading out onto the track. The place is electric. The flames are flying. The lights are on. I can't even describe it. I've been in this game some time, Ian, and I have never seen anything like this.
Listen, I've been watching drifting from way, way back from 2004. I've watched a lot of drifting, and this show right now is insane. As you can see, our top 16 guys are rolling around the track, but Dave, the drivers aren't driving the cars. Oh, no, no, no. They're on the back of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle in front of their own car, waving to the crowd.
Look at this, just coming into the roundabout now, you can see James the Machine Dean on the back of a Harley-Davidson being toured around the track. In fact, every driver on the back of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle waving to the crowd, flames spitting into the air as their spotters and mechanics give their cars one last tour around before we go to war here in the top 16. If you're just joining us, this is the biggest drift event in European drift history. It is round one of the Drift Masters European Championships in Poland. There's Bartosz Stolarski. He'll go up against James Dean in the first. And look, James Dean waving to the crowd. You can see his Falcon Tire Worthhouse S14 ready for action. He's the current Formula Drift champion. He goes up against Bartosz Stolarski, the pride of Poland, with 1,100 horsepower in that S14. Yeah. After that, it is Pavel Trela, that Opel GT, 850 horsepower under the bonnet.
Yeah, we move it along to the next driver, Jakub Puskonski, in that insane Orlen GT86. That guy, a whole host of trophies under his belt, and then the next guy, Pavel Bukowski, your man, Dave.
The man I've been tipping for big things this weekend, driving the 2JZ 700 horsepower Qualitium S14. After him, you can see David Karkoszek in that bright pink S15.
Yeah, and then we move it along to the next guy.
Look at a thumbs up from David Karkoszek.
Yeah, Torane Kavir following up David. Look at him, thumbs up. That guy absolutely living the dream. The Norwegian driver.
Representing Norway this weekend, looking like a hot property. Next up, you can see it is Eli Hotunji trying to explain to his fans on his phone what the hell is going on. Enver Haskasap, he's second place in qualifying now into the top 16 for the Cypriot driver. We have 11 nationalities represented in this top 16.
Just crazy, and another guy taking up those 11 nationalities, the Dutchman, Sebastian Fontaine, in that insane E36 2JZ BMW. That guy, Mr. Cool, as I like to call him, nice and smooth on the transitions, one to watch out for. We move it along, the local guy, the guy the crowd goes wild for, Grzegorz Hipki, as he makes his way along. The showman.
Now next up we have Romanovsky passing by in that black E30. After that we have got the white E30 of...
Yeah, Pavel Korpolinski, I do believe, Yeah,
no, my mistake, that is Maciek Jarkovic. And of course, Steve Bagsy Biaggioni representing Monster Energy. Yeah. And there is 14-year-old Connor Shanahan in his Link Engine Management Westlake Tire 180SX. You can see big waves from Jack Shanahan and his brother. And that is the last. I mean, this is just something else.
Yeah, I mean, what a top 16 parade. These guys are going hard. And as you can see, they're going to make their way out of the circuit, Dave. And the first battle is almost ready to go. But before we can go, Dave, we want to see you smash that like button, smash that share button. We want to see where you're coming from. Where are you watching from live on Facebook, YouTube? Wherever you're from, let us know.
Let us know. If you're watching us, Ian said, online, we've got flames, cheerleaders, pyro, Harley-Davidsons, stunt bikes. It's just ridiculous. We got a packed house here in Płock, Poland for round one of the Drift Masters European Championship. And this is something special. The first battle is going to be Ireland versus Poland. James Dean the Machine, he is a 5-time European champion, 5-time Irish champion, 1-time Formula Drift World Champion. He goes in as the man to beat against Bartosz Stolarski, who has over 50 podiums from 12 years of competition. Could the stakes get any higher, Ian?
Listen, you're talking about two guys that know drifting to the core. They've got two cars built for battle, 1,100 horsepower taking on 670 horsepower. James Dean, the Machine, though. Can the machine be broken? Well, we've seen it happen before here at this very circuit. James Dean, the machine, now has a task on his hands. He wants to take this European Championship all the way to the final at his home track in Mondello Park in Ireland this year. This guy looking to take it under the belt, another championship on the line. But first, he has to go through Bartosz Stolowski. As you can see, Dave, the grandstand's getting fuller and fuller as we move through into top 16.
I have never in my lifetime seen anything quite like this at a drift event. This is the start of something special, a new age for European drifting, where it announces itself on a worldwide scale. We've already broken the viewership records online for a European Drift Championship. We've already broken the attendance record for a European Drift Championship round. And now we have got the best 16 in the business ready to go for that podium. The stakes couldn't be any higher. The atmosphere couldn't be any more tense. The electricity in the air is incredible. We also got flames in the air. Unbelievable.
Yeah, listen, and like we say now, the sun has set here at Płock in Poland. The lights are on, the floodlights are on the football pitch. They say flames on the start line, the lights on the balcony. We've got it all, Dave. We have it all right now.
If you're at home right now, sit back, take a breath, because I guarantee you for the next 2 hours, you may not have ever seen anything quite like this.
Well, I haven't, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
We are awaiting. The lights on the stadium are now fully lit. We are under artificial light in a football stadium which has been laid down with tarmac to make the most incredible, challenging, knife-edge, unforgiving, concrete wall surrounded cauldron of noise that these guys are about to step into. And James Dean, the highest ranked driver in the world, goes up against Bartosz Stolarski. And what a moment for Bartosz Stolarski in front of his home fans. The opportunity to take down the best in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Bartosz Stolarski has it all to play for. Like I say, 1,100 horsepower to take on 670 horsepower under the bonnet of that Falcon Tyre Team Worthhouse S14 of James Dean's. Stolarski warming his tyres, not coming to the line, playing some mind games potentially, Dave, with James Dean right now. But this guy, Mr. Cool, he's the machine.
He indeed is the machine, but can it malfunction when it needs to be perfect? Bartosz Stolarski goes into this with a higher horsepower car. He's got 1,100 horsepower. That's over a Bugatti Veyron under the bonnet of that S14, that bright purple and green car. He goes up against the Worthhouse Falcon Tyre S14 of James Dean, a car that has taken down every single name in European drifting to this moment. Right now, he's got the biggest challenge he's ever faced on this continent, and it is in the face of Bartosz Stolarski, who has been driving out of his skin. We are good to go. Marshals give the orders. It's go time at round one of the Drift Masters European Championship. Dean to lead in Stolarski.
Yeah, Dean fires that car in, but look at this, Stolarski, whoa, Stolarski pushing James Dean around that outer zone. Stolarski looking out of shape, but gets back in it. Nice transition from Stolarski as they come down into the slower zone now. Stolarski gonna want to put the fight onto Dean as Dean pedals that car. Oh, and Stolarski takes his front bumper on the wall, Dave.
He's pushing everything on the line here as he now dives again onto James Dean's door.
Yeah, Stolarski now pushing 110%. Flames erupt from the wall as James Dean. Stolarski straightens massively, shortcuts the circuit.
Dean taking cones off the wall with the rear spoiler, and Stolarski's back in the fight again.
James Dean starts to pedal the car as Stolarski makes one more attempt of a push on James the Machine Dean. Dean gets into the outer zone. Stolarski wheel to wheel with him as they come across the line. What is going on right now?
The crowd erupts in noise as James Dean and Bartosz Stolarski show exactly what Ireland and Poland have got when it comes to this crazy out-the-box sport of drifting. And look at this, he almost overtook James Dean on the first corner as they come through the transition. I'm going to need to take another breath because that was breathtaking.
Yeah, I mean, listen, talk about aggression from Stolarski. Look, tags the front bumper on the wall, gets out of it. James Dean keeps in it. Very, very cool driving from James Dean, not unfazed. As Stolarski then makes a big error, they come out of the roundabout. James Dean pedals that car, and Stolarski transitions very, very strangely, finds himself in the middle of the circuit. Judge is going to be looking at that wheel drop on the inside there.
Look at this as Bartosz Stolarski stays back in the fight again. James Dean has a fight on his hands, but now he switches into the chase position, the place he likes to be most, being able to control the battle from the chase position. Of course, Stolarski, though, is going to pick up some points from that chase run. That was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. So, as you see, our guys making their way back to the start line. James Dean just coming into your shot. Right now, those guys called the cars down with a cool-down lap. 50 seconds on the clock. These guys ready for battle.
Have you ever seen such a dangerous track in your entire existence, Ian?
I have never, ever seen a front wall run.
I don't think
in my life.
It now exists.
It now exists.
You can damage your car on a front wall run. I've never even seen that before. Here we go. James Dean is now in the chase position. Bartosz Stolarski is in the lead. Can James Dean go to the top 8, or will Stolarski fight back? We're about to find out in front of a sellout crowd in Płock, Poland. Dean firing it in.
Look at Dean, awesome transition. Stolarski falls offline, flames panging out the bonnet of that LS turbo car, and look at Dean, unbelievable transition from Dean.
And back onto the door again he goes. James Dean, like a dog with a bone, and he takes a big mistake from James Dean. James Dean makes a huge error.
Dean, Dave.
Getting lost in the smoke, Dean makes an error, and now Stolarski, can he hold it together? Dean's going to have to drive the wheels off his car. He cannot afford to let Stolarski go. He's got to climb back on those points, and look at the transition!
Oh, wow, Stolarski makes a mistake and straightens. Dean almost tags the back of the S14, and Stolarski now stands on it. Dean gets back on the door, and Dean now almost tagging the rear quarter, pushes Stolarski across the line.
What a battle, what drama, what moment. The Polish crowd erupted as James Dean forced into an error.
Yeah, I mean, look at this from James Dean. This is uncharacteristic. We've never seen it. Just goes to show you how hard this guy is pushing. Phenomenal on the outer wall run as James Dean sticks the car door to door. How he doesn't take the back of that car off, I don't even know. But this is where it goes wrong, Dave.
He tries to transition, gets lost in the smoke. Oh, has to back out. It's a big error. And James, while he's so perfect everywhere else, does make a big error there in the top 16. And Stolarski, and the crowd here can smell blood, can smell James Dean blood right now. Judges are going to have to analyze this one, and I am not sure what is going to happen next, but all I know is we are witnessing history right now as both of these guys go through the gauntlet, through the most dangerous track I've ever seen in drifting, and come out the other side unscathed, but with some mistakes thrown in as well. Stolarski, poor line through the last corner there, as you can see. Fireworks, flames. I mean, it's emotional in this stadium right now. It's getting emotional.
It's hair-raising, that's for sure, as we see two of the best in the business go at it door to door. You can see them sitting in the car, waiting for the decision. Judges still going at the deliberation on this one.
That's tough now. Stolarski gets out of the car. The Polish crowd applaud. James Dean steps out. High fives all round. James saying, I'm not sure. Stolarski saying, I'm not sure. Judges still discussing it. It's just the top 16, Ian. Just the top 16, and I've seen some moves, some moments already that I'm going to remember for the rest of my days.
Listen, this just goes to show you how much these guys want it and how much they want to take it home. Decision
we have
coming
a result. Let's see which way it goes. Oh, slide up right for James Dean, left for Bartosz Stolarski. Which way is it going to go? Right for James Dean, and James Dean gets the win. Outdoes the mistake. We're coming back to the judges on that one. A tough call, guys.
Yeah, unbelievable battle there. Let's ignore the two mistakes that were made at the inner clip there by the start line, first of all, and look at the two runs apart from that. If you compare the two runs, James is a really good lead line. In the chase position, Bartosz in the chase position, very, very aggressive first corner. Very aggressive throughout the run, falls back a little bit in areas but comes back on. He makes a few errors. After the roundabout here, he comes offline and cuts the track as we're heading back. But he gets back on his door again. James in the chase position. James is on his door all the way. In my opinion, far more aggressively with less errors. That instance, take the advantage of me.
So yeah, it looks like we've lost Kieran Hines, our head judge there, ever so slightly. And we move it along to our next battle, Dave, which is...
It's an all-Polish affair.
It's an all-Polish affair. It's going to be Paweł Trela to take on Jakub Płock right now. Płock, GT86, Trela, that little Opel GT. These guys had a crash in practice.
They had a crash in practice. Plenty of bad blood between these two guys. Plenty of bad blood between these two guys in the past. They've had a crash in practice, but can they get cleanly through two runs here? in Płock in Poland. Look at Pszczonski, he's coming for Trela here.
Yeah, Pszczonski has a few titles under his belt, but he wants blood as Trela stands on the foot brake, giving Pszczonski the opportunity to get nice and close. Pszczonski now giving Trela some room.
Transitions back in and trying to go for that rear quarter, but a little bit light on the proximity here is Jakub Pszczonski as Paweł Trela, but he's not right out to the wide end of the track there, Trela. It's a pretty shortcut run from him. Judges will be weighing up not a lot of proximity versus was it a chaseable run as they come through the roundabout, the flames spit into the air. Trela now back on that wall as Pszczonski now starts to try and force the issue as they come through that flame pit as the start line. And look at Pszczonski losing some ground, that rocket ship of an Opel GT making all the right moves as they go into the last corner.
Yeah, Pszczonski now needs to get on the door and try and seal the deal, but it could be too much too late as they bring it across the line. Paweł Trela looking the stronger contender in that half of the battle right there.
Yeah, Pszczonski, while looked so aggressive on the lead up to the initiation, just dropped off quite a bit. But look at Trela, he's not on the outside of the track, he's in the middle of the track, and the judges are going to be watching that. The lead run, not perfect. Remember, you've got to have a good lead run to have a good chase run. And from a couple of areas there, you can see Trela coming off the wall. Look at this, watch that inside clip. It's close, but right here, look, doesn't come out to the edge of the track. Very shallow, and Pszczonski not really given the opportunity or the room to get up nice, close and personal. So judges will be weighing both. Pszczonski not perfect, Trela definitely not perfect. I think this one's all to play for in the second half of the battle.
So we get those guys back to the start line. Of course, it now will be Paweł Trela to chase down Jakub Pszczonski. These guys just taking a cool down lap, get these cars nice and cool as the smoke lingers in the air.
And not a lot of wind in the arena. Smoke is going to play havoc here for the top 16, I think, because right now no breeze. It's beautiful conditions for watching, but it's letting that smoke linger, meaning it's getting a little ominous in here.
Yeah, very eerie as it hangs over the football pitch. And Jakub Pszczonski makes his way back to the start line. Paweł Trela, dangerous man in that chase position. If Pszczonski can't get on it nice and early and pull some ground, could see Pszczonski going out early in top 16 and Paweł Trela taking it to the top 8.
Yeah, the pride of Poland sits on the start line. If you're watching in from Poland and you're not here in the flesh, hit that like button, let us know you're watching. Your two heroes, Jakub Pszczonski and Paweł Trela, go to the start line for the second half of their battle. It will be Paweł Trela in the chase position, and that's where he's most comfortable in.
Yeah, he is very, very comfortable. That little car allows him to get nice and close on the door. Very lightweight, 900 kilos, with a 2JZ under the bonnet. As they come off the line, Jakub Pszczonski to lead in Paweł Trela, and just Jakub now starts to get in it, but look at Trela.
Yeah, much wider line from Jakub there, but giving Trela the opportunity. Look at Trela, right with him as they transition, staying on the throttle. Pszczonski is firing across very late transition as Trela has to manage it and does manage it. Stays in the fight now. Can he get on that quarter panel? He can. A little bit more proximity, but Pszczonski got a better lead run here, giving Trela that opportunity. And now Trela getting nice and close in the roundabout.
Yeah, look at this. Pszczonski, good lead line. And Trela staying right with him now as they start to exit the slower part of the circuit. Trela going to make a dive on the door. He does, tax the back bumper of Pszczonski's GT86. As Pszczonski now fires that car in, and Trela given the opportunity on that wide line to get nice and personal on the door as they go
contact!
Trela nearly knocking himself out of competition.
I'm not sure what happened there, but Trela definitely making heavy contact with Jakub Pszczonski. Well, that's just putting it all out there, Ian, isn't it?
Insane, absolutely insane.
Trela does a really good job. Look, he's on the front brakes, full throttle, almost makes another collision contact moment here as they come through the center section. And Trela, look, has to wait for that transition, a late transition, jumps up onto the door. Flames start to spin as they come on that inner wall run, which I've never seen before, as we mentioned earlier before. Trela's doing a good job up to here.
Yeah, Trela does a very, very good job up to here, and then it just looks like Trela pushes a little bit too hard. Pszczonski, though, like we say, Dave, on a very good line. That transition almost takes the front bumper off the wall. Gets back in it, middle of the line track, like the judges asked for in qualifying. Look at this, Trela tags the rear wheel.
Pszczonski very straight though,
Yeah, not a lot of angle as he comes into the outer zone. But look at this from Trela now. This is where Trela starts to make the attack, but this is where he makes a big error. He actually overtakes the front wheel. Not sure the judges are going to call that one. Could they say, class it as a
Did he slow down or did he speed up, Ian? That's always the question.
Yeah, exactly.
But both drivers congratulating each other on an awesome, awesome run. And there's a nervous tension in the air every time these decisions are coming through. A lot of guys in the crowd here, especially when it's a Polish battle, all Polish battle, they've got their favorites out there.
They sure have.
Very passionate fans here in Płock, Poland, in their thousands, filling this stadium. Pszczonski waits for the score. They both look to the screen. Judges deliberating. A wave from both drivers to the crowd, and I'm loving the crowd here. So much enthusiasm.
I mean, these guys are just insane, standing on their feet, applauding these drivers, and you know what? Just brilliant, putting a real good atmosphere here. So judges still deliberating this one, waiting for a score to drop in.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the score for the judges. That's a tough one. A lot of mistakes on that. So I'm thinking there might be some arguments going on next door. Of course, we're in a separate room to the judges here, so we're not too sure what they're talking about. But here we go. Slide him left for Jakub Puszkonski, right for Paweł Trela. There's Kieran's vote for Paweł Trela, and 2 votes. Paweł Trela gets the win and goes through to the Grade 8.
Yep.
You know what, we're going to go back to our judges for a moment, guys. Talk us through it, some errors on both runs, but you found yourself a winner.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. To go back to the first run there, Trela's lead run, quite a good lead, relatively on the clipping points. Okay, a little bit shallow on some of them, but did enough. Jakub, unfortunately, not enough proximity to gain an advantage. He was always just a little bit far off there, and we really would have liked to have seen proximity. So for me, Trela just gaining a slight advantage for the first run. Really, it comes down to the second run. Trela's chase was quite aggressive. He was doing enough. He had proximity in the place that he needed to have it. However, we saw Jakub doing something that we really don't like a lead driver to do, and we explicitly said this in the briefing. Coming into outer zone 5, we saw him hang on and wait to transition for too long and purposely slow. And then again on outer zone 1, we saw him touch the brake light, shallow up a little bit, and then we could see the car visibly slow on the live stream and here in person. That we think he was trying to play games, to be honest, and that then caused the contact with Trela. And then we gave Trela the win overall.
So there you have it. On to our next battle. Paweł Borkowski in the lead position, Krzysztof Romanowski in the chase. Another all-Polish battle. Ian Borkowski up and gone, but that black E30 of Romanowski's got all the pace to catch him up.
Yeah, Romanowski.
Oh, contact, wow. But they stay in it. But Borkowski, how did he hold it?
Wow, Romanowski.
How did he hold it, Ian?
Romanowski nearly putting himself into the wall there. These guys get back in it as Borkowski pedals that S14 all the way out to that wide line, and Krzysztof Romanowski now starts to try and claw back some lost points. A big error from Krzysztof on that transition. Borkowski now dives, and look at this from Krzysztof's getting back into it again, not scared to make contact again as they transition into this last outer zone.
Big dive from Krzysztof Romanowski as Paweł Borkowski now takes it to the outer line. That is some aggressive driving right there. I cannot believe Paweł Borkowski. This track is so narrow. He got thumped at about 60 miles an hour, managed to hold it transition. I've never seen anything quite like the car control I've seen there. Watch this, Romanowski loses some ground at the start. He makes a big dive here, does not let Paweł, look, pushes him at extra speed. He's on all 4-wheel lockup and still manages to get around the corner, but Romanowski's having to back off at that point. Probably his mistake there for going in a little bit too aggressively. Both guys keep it in between the water barriers and the walls, and we got to see a phenomenal finish to this one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the judges are going to knock that down massively for Romanowski, but for me, Dave, that was exactly what we want to see, the aggression from Krzysztof Romanowski as he put that little black E30 all the way to the door of Paweł Borkowski's S14.
Yeah, and I mean, Borkowski, look, onto the front brakes, controlling it absolutely perfectly right out to that wide outside line, which the judges are looking for, almost making contact across the finish line. This is just so exciting right now. Everybody knows the level they need to drive at to progress to the next stage of competition is beyond where they've ever been before. This is not comfort zone stuff. This is going into that extra 100 to 110% that you're not quite sure what it's going to happen. And as you said, that E30 BMW was so clean all weekend. Now he's taking some hits, and I think he's going to see a big disadvantage for that collision on the first run. Borkowski now in the chase position. We haven't seen this yet.
No.
I'm just going to warn everybody at home, this guy is a beast.
Yeah, this guy, this little car, gets up and goes. Has Borkowski got the grip? Has he got the power? Has he got the skill to stick it on the door? Krzysztof Romanowski is the man that everybody feared coming into this weekend. As they slam it in gear, they come off the line. It will be Krzysztof Romanowski to lead out Paweł Borkowski.
And Borkowski is coming for blood here as they throw it into the first corner. There we go, as Borkowski throws it into the first corner.
And Borkowski sticks it to the door of Romanowski now. Romanowski, all 4 brakes locked up as he sends it into the outer zone.
And there you have it, look as they come through. Look at running the wall with the front of the car is Romanowski, as Borkowski now starts to chew on that rear quarter panel. The flames fire into the air as Romanowski puts foot to floor. But look at Borkowski in that blue S14, he is right there. And Romanowski now running that bumper along the exterior of the track. He's putting in the lead run of a lifetime here.
Yeah, Borkowski sticks it to the door. But this is where Romanowski gets all of the pace and starts to pull away. Can he pull away from Borkowski, or can Borkowski stick it on the door as they come all the way to the wall and across the line?
Incredible, incredible run there from both of these guys. And as you can see, Borkowski putting on a display, staying in that chase position. And look at this, front bumper, front fender to the wall, then rear bumper to the wall. This is the most extreme driving style anywhere in the world right now with drifting. The cars, this is an unnatural thing to do with a car, and these guys make it look like child's play. As they exit their cars, take a cheer from the crowd. We got to find ourselves another winner and another guy going through to the top 8.
Yeah, just insanity right now, and we are waiting to move it along. But we need to make it official, Dave.
Yeah, judges making it, and there's chants going up from the crowd for Paweł Borkowski. And who is going to get the victory? Slide him left for Krzysztof Romanowski, slide him right for Paweł Borkowski. And it's unanimous. Paweł Borkowski gets the win. Standing ovation from the fans here in Poland. And that was one hell of a battle. Guys, talk us through it. We're going to go quickly over to our judges to explain that one.
Nope, so it looks like
Yeah,
we've got a slight
Sorry about that. Basically there, that all really comes down to the contact on the back straight there. Unfortunately, Krzysztof just going too aggressive and making contact with Paweł on the back straight, causing a massive disadvantage for the first run. He didn't gain back that proximity for the rest of the run. When you flip him around, then Paweł just he had enough proximity for the entire run to just gain a slight advantage, played a safe enough run. Krzysztof not making any mistakes, but overall it really all comes down to that contact and Paweł getting the win.
Well, there you have it. We move it on to our next battle. Is Dawid Karkoszek against Grzegorz Hipki. 2 Polish drivers, 2 guys tipped very heavily to take the win today.
Yeah.
And both I wouldn't argue with.
No, exactly. Grzegorz Hipki, a lot of guys saying an absolute beast. Finished 2nd in the championship in 2017. But Dawid Karkoszek, the guy looks so on form earlier in practice. So, as you can see, we're back on the start line.
Yeah, the beautiful Drift Masters girls announcing that this is indeed a top 16 battle between Dawid Karkoszek and Grzegorz Hipki. I'm going to just go out on a limb right now, Ian, and say this could be the best battle of the day so far. If these guys pull out the performance we know they're capable of. Look at Hipki. He's coming from London. He almost pushes Karkoszek into the first corner. And look at this.
Hipki almost overtaking Karkoszek. So much aggression from Hipki right now as Karkoszek gets in it. Absolutely smokes up the tyres.
Whoa, big dive from Hipki.
Oh, wow.
Wheel to wheel as they come in, and the crowd are erupting. As Hipki now finds the room to maneuver and not make contact with Karkoszek, transferring into the roundabout. And look at this, Hipki's on the front wheel of Karkoszek's car. He is not letting him get away.
No, Hipki absolutely coming for blood right now. As they're wheel to wheel on this portion of the track. Almost contact as Hipki has to make a correction.
Oh, and there is contact.
Wow.
What happened there? It looked like contact from Hipki to Karkoszek. Karkoszek shuts down. Look at this initiation. He absolutely plows into the back of his car.
He almost pushed him the wrong way.
He almost overtakes him.
Sheer aggression from Grzegorz Hipki as he pushes that little BMW V8 E30, and look at this dive down the door, almost knocks the front wheel. They come wheel to wheel through.
I mean, have you ever seen driving like this?
This is just pure.
Let me just
insanity.
take off my commentator's hat for a moment and be real right now.
Yeah.
I've never seen so much aggression in one event in my life.
I have never seen 2 people push this hard in a top 16 battle. Look at this. So this is what happens.
This is where it all goes wrong. Watch this. Hipki comes in, hits
Does he hit the rear wheel and break a drive shaft?
Unless Karkozic shuts down, I'm not sure what happens there.
So,
well, I mean, we're going to try and get a report later on and let you guys know exactly what's going on, but I'm not too sure right now.
So, we do know that David Karkozic has took his car off track, Dave, and he has just 1 minute now to make it back to the start line. So
let's have a look at this. Is there contact, or Karkozic, does he shut down? It looks like he's on the brakes there. It looks like Karkozic may have mechanical difficulty there. I'm not sure.
So look at this. So it's from, it's kind of like we need a different camera angle here.
And as it looks like him, he kind of shuts off, and then Karkozic definitely shuts off afterwards. Now, is that because of the contact? It didn't look heavy enough to me to cause Karkozic to completely come off the throttle. I'm not too sure, though. You can definitely see there was contact. That is pretty obvious from the front of Hipke's car, but Karkozic has pulled off the track. Now, at this point, he has 25 seconds to get back to the start line. I don't know if he's going to make that.
No, exactly. And
like we
said earlier, the rule writers of the championship saying no more 5-minute rules.
Yeah, no 5-minute rules
are out of the window.
Let's watch this one more time as they come through here from another angle. Okay, so Hipke's right there on the front wheel. No contact right now. And as they move along, Hipke gets... Oh, Karkozic shuts... Oh, there's a bad flame from the back of Karkozic. He's on just a transition, and then nothing happens. So
it's like the car cuts out.
I think it cuts out.
Yeah.
I think it has a big backfire, or something happens wrong there. Flames come out the exhaust. Now, we know we're used to seeing that flame come out the exhaust, but not immediately before a shutdown.
That's like an overrun flame. That's like the car shut down.
It is, and he's off throttle for that flame to be coming out. Am I right in saying that, Ian?
Exactly.
I'm not a technical guy, but I would imagine it's when you let off the throttle, those flames come out. So he lets off the throttle, and the clock goes to 0. Are we going to get an official announcement that David Karkozic is going to be eliminated from this competition? So the judges are going to make a call on who's at fault first. If it is no fault of Grzegorz Hipke, he will take the win here. If it is deemed his fault, Karkozic will get a 10-minute competition timeout to fix his car. That's where we stand right now.
Yep.
We're going to let you know as soon as we know.
Yep, so...
All I'm going to say right now is I have been so impressed with the level of driving from the local Polish drivers here that I feel they are going to be storytellers in themselves for the rest of this championship. And Hipke sent back in, so I'm not too sure. Is it an official call that it was Karkozic just shutting down? We're going to hear in a moment what exactly happened.
Yep, so as the local crowd here give a cheer to Grzegorz Hipke as he makes his way off circuit, Dave, we are still waiting to find out what was the problem. Did David Karkozic's car shut down?
Yeah,
or was it a false?
Small problem here with Karkozic's car, and we're just going to wait and see what the judges come back with. Again, it's down to the judges. What are they going to call? And it looks like we are moving on to our next battle anyway, so one way or the other, we will get you an update on what exactly happened.
Wow, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We can make it official, Dave.
Yeah, it was deemed that.
Yeah, it was deemed that Grzegorz Hipke caused the fault onto the back of David Karkozic's car. Too much aggression through the front section, so there will be a competition timeout. So David Karkozic now
has 10 minutes.
Has given 10 minutes to get that car fixed, but we're going to move it along, Dave, like you say.
Yeah, so remember, no 5-minute rules, but if you're not at fault, it can be a 10-minute competition timeout. So that's exactly what David Karkozic has as we move on to Enver Haskasap versus Sebastian Fonten. The big names keep on rolling in.
They sure do, Dave, as we keep it going. Like you say, 1,000 horsepower to take on 650 right now, and Enver Haskasap coming in second position in qualifying. This guy looking strong as we await to get Sebastian Fontaine to the line.
Yeah, Sebastian Fontaine coming onto the track now in just a few moments' time. And Enver Haskasap has been one of the breakout stories for me this weekend. The Cypriot spending a whole off-season practicing constantly and constantly and constantly. And right now, he looks like one of the best drivers on the grid. Qualifying in second place with an over 90-point run in qualifying out of 100. He looks like the guy to beat out there today. And again, we've seen some of our top competitors fall at hurdles in the top 32. Not so much for Enver. He gets it into the top 16. His car looking a little bit battered and bruised. He's run a lot of walls this weekend. And we await for Sebastian Fontaine to come out onto the start line. Now let's talk about it. If you guys are at home right now and you're watching it on the live stream, we want to thank you for tuning in to the first round of a brand new European Championship. This, of course, is the Drift Masters European Championship. 6 stops on the calendar this year, right across Europe. The biggest events, 21 nationalities, the most highly ranked drivers in and we've got 25 champions out of that 60 on the grid, which is incredible. This track here in Poland, custom built for this event, and as you can see, We are packed to the rafters with enthusiastic Polish fans, and we are... Oh, and Fontaine is going to give away the first run. Fontaine's car having mechanical troubles, meaning the first run will be Enver Haskasap on his own, and if Sebastian Fontaine does not make it to the start line after this run, he will be eliminated from the competition. Not what we want to see.
No, not what we want to see, but we do know one thing for sure, Dave, right now, as Enver Haskasap's car is on form, and so is his driving style, as you can see him just doing a solo run right now. Enver Haskasap, the Cypriot, 1,000 horsepower under the bonnet of this Drift Neo S15. This guy, like you say, Dave, looking on form, come back from last year, not a good championship contender last year. Many issues, few accidents, but he is coming in hot this year.
Yeah, well, he's got one foot, I think, into the top 8 now, with Sebastian Fontaine not making it out to the start line. Once Haskasap goes across that finish line, the 2-minute clock will come on for Sebastian Fontaine to even get half of this battle under his belt. And right now, Enver Haskasap, only himself to compete against. And Sebastian Fontaine, the Dutch driver, has such a reliable setup all weekend in, and right now, just when he needs it, the car causing him issues.
Listen, he went from a V8 to a 2JZ to make that car more reliable, more horsepower. And right now, Dave, that decision for Sebastian Fontaine not looking good.
There we go. We're actually hearing from the pits that Sebastian Fontaine will retire from the competition with mechanical failure. And you can't win the Grand National without a good horse and jockey. And unfortunately, the horse letting Sebastian Fontaine down, meaning that going through to the top 8 will be Enver Haskasap. And you know what? He's had a lucky run of it. He has got through the top 32 and the top 16 with very little to do. So he's going into the top 8 with a big challenge ahead of him. And now we move it on to our next battle.
Yeah, we move it along to the next one as we wait for our graphic to appear on screen. Flames come from behind the wall, and this is going to be good. Torane Kavia right now to take on Peter Kozlowski. This guy, the money man.
Well, he's definitely the most gangster of everybody on the grid. I think you can't argue with that photo. But he goes up against a man who's been throwing some gangster entries in all weekend. Thor Arne Kavia.
You took my line. You took my line, Dave.
And can Thor Arne Kavia put the hammer down here in the top 16?
Well, listen, there's only one way to find out. We are waiting to get those cars on the start line. Torane Kavia, the guy who rocked into this championship, come from Norway. Engine troubles last weekend. He rebuilt his engine, slammed it in the car, coming out tired, exhausted, hungry for a championship. And this guy has brought a statement.
Yeah, he's brought the statement. And, of course, he'll be trying to become the avenger of all the other Norwegian drivers on the grid. I know. Thor Arne Kavia. That's the name. Remember
That's the new name. Remember it. This guy's going to be a contender for the championship, but right now he needs to get through Peter Kozlowski.
Yeah, he comes against the $1 million man, Peter Kozlowski. And let's see if he can put his money where his mouth is in this battle. I apologize.
So we are waiting to get Peter to the line in that LS-powered BMW E30. 2 LS power plants on the line. 1 in an S-body, 1 in a BMW E30. Who's going to take it through to the top 8? Well,
this is going to be a cracker, Ian.
This is going to be a
cracker.
Very good battle. Our start line marshal signals for our cheerleaders to come out onto the track.
I can't pick this one. Both of these guys have been so strong all weekend. Thor Arne Kavia bringing that strength, that aggression, but you got that hometown advantage of Peter Kozlowski. He's got the home crowd on his side. This could go either way.
Yeah, Thor Arne Kavia slams his car in gear and they're off the line. It's Kavia to lead in Kozlowski for a place in Grade 8. And look at Kozlowski, so much aggression. They fire it in. Kavia on the left foot brake, but Kozlowski on a weird line as they come through the first section of that outer wall run.
Yeah, cutting the track quite a bit is Kozlowski as he now makes a big dive. Look at the strength of the dive from Kozlowski. He's right there with Thor Arne Kavia. And Kavia now transitions onto the wall. He's starting to dial that line in right throughout the day, but Kozlowski not giving him an inch as they come into the very tight and technical roundabout, and he's on his rear wheel. Flames fire into the air as both of these guys push beyond the limits of these machines.
Yeah, they're pushing 110% right now, but Kavia fires that car into the final outer zone and now starts to make the pace away. Look at the grip in that car as Kavia stands on the accelerator and pulls car lengths from Kozlowski as Kozlowski does everything he can on the shallow line to get on the door, but it's not enough as they take it home.
As one of our fans just said on the live stream, here comes the boom, because that was one hell of a first half of a battle between Norway and Poland. And a very inside line there from...
Yeah, I mean, judges going to be looking at that from Kozłowski. He took the inside line to gain the advantage, but Kazimierz absolutely thrown it down. That guy...
He was close, but no cigar.
Wow.
Yep.
They still keep coming, and they're going to keep coming all the way to the final, I guess.
Indeed they are.
But, well...
And of course, Torarni Kavia, look at this as he transitions here.
Look how far he goes into that outer zone.
He is on full lock as they come through there.
So Torarni Kavia looking strong right now as Kozłowski got what it needs to take it home and please the hometown here at Płock in Poland.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that this could be the greatest drift event of all time. Not just because of the event itself, Ian, but the after party, right?
You would think you need to stop thinking about the after party.
I'm not just thinking of the after. I'm just saying they built a venue.
Built a venue. Yeah, I mean it's just insane.
Beside the river here in Poland, they built their own venue to host a concert after party.
Why not? They built a racetrack in a football pitch.
I know. Why am I surprised, right?
Yeah.
Why am I surprised? Of course,
and they've got flames and cheerleaders. I mean,
yeah. We are putting it down at Drift Masters this year. That's for sure. Here we go. Second half of the battle, Norway versus Poland. It will be Peter Kozłowski to lead in Torarni Kavia, and look how close he is to the rear bunting. And oh! Huge dive from the Norwegian as he puts it on the door of Peter Kozłowski's car, and he's had to take out inside line because Kozłowski very far away from the outside, and Kavia is like a crazed dog right now.
Yeah, Kavia is absolutely like a man possessed, like you say, Dave, dropping wheels on the inside of the track. But Kozłowski on a bad line. This is not good for Kozłowski as Kavia pushes again. They come into the roundabout, and Kavia now starts to drive the nail in the coffin.
So much aggression from both drivers as they attempt to get through to the top 8 of the toughest championship in Europe, and almost contact. Kavia slams the front brakes to avoid contact with Kozłowski as he now tries to make that last dive, and look at this. Torarni Kavia, who the hell is this guy? Because he just took this right to the door of one of the Polish heroes on track. Ian, somebody better call the cops because these guys just stole the whole show.
Wow. Wow. Look at this from Torarni Kavia right now. He fires that car in. Kozłowski is on an absolutely terrible line. I'm going to put it out there and say it. It's an inside line. How the hell is Torarni Kavia twinning with that bad line? This is insane. Kavia fires that car in, and look at this. Kozłowski starts to pull up that bit of a line back, but Kavia is saying, you know what, buddy, it's too late, mate. I've already done the deal.
Yeah, and you know what? Torarni Kavia and Peter Kozłowski have just gained a lot of new fans this weekend, because both of these guys, I wasn't familiar with them at the start of the competition. Well, I'm going to remember these runs for a very long time.
Look at that. Tags the back bumper on transition. Kavia is a man possessed right now. So as we watch the replay and we get this one finished up, look at this. Kavia, nice dive, settles that car on the door and stays within good proximity all the way across the line. And again, Kozłowski on that bad line, giving Kavia the opportunity.
Yeah, of course, you know, if you're new to drifting, the lead car has to stay to the outside of the track to have a chaseable lead run. Let's see which way it goes. Slide him left for Kozłowski, right for Torarni Kavia. Poland or Norway? It looks like it's going to Norway as Torarni Kavia makes it through to the top 8. What a contest. We got to go back to our judges. He's on the top of the car. He's got the crowd on their feet, bowing down to an insane Polish audience. We got
Norwegian flags flying in the sky. This is insane, Dave.
Amazing. Guys, we got to come back to the judges. Talk us through that incredible battle.
Yeah, what a battle. Yeah, Tor in the lead position. Great lead line. Very, very chaseable line. But Peter never really got onto his door at all. Never got the proximity and was off track or offline in a big way to dive to try and maintain proximity. When we switch it around, Peter had a very, very poor line. To be honest, he was on the inside track for the first corner, and yet Tor had a very good chase, maintained proximity, was able to deal with the poor line ahead, and still took a big advantage in the second one. So over both runs, Tor takes it from us.
So there you have it. Kieran Hines saying Torarni Kavia goes on now. It's the second half of the battle. We now know that Grzegorz Hipki was deemed to be at fault for the collision with Dawid Karkoszek. So from where I'm sitting, Karkoszek goes in here with an advantage, and Hipki is in the lead position. Karkoszek looked like he was out of the competition, but right now he's looking like he's got that advantage. Let's see what happens as he chases in that V8 powered E30 BMW, and Karkoszek taking a little cautious here, Ian.
Yeah, Karkoszek holding back. He knows Hipki's strong, but like we say, Dave, Hipki sitting with a 10-0 right now. Karkoszek starts to rein in the local guy, Grzegorz Hipki. as Karkoshik starts to get on the door, but you know what? Doesn't want to put himself in a position where he can get...
No, he'll have known that he got that competition timeout due to the collision that Hipke had with the rear of his car. He'll know Hipke's already lost the first run, and therefore Davy Karkoshik doesn't need to risk too much on this second one. That's very professional and experienced driving right now, Ian.
Yeah, very, very much from David Karkoshik as he fires that car back into the outer zone. Grzegorz Hipke doing everything he can to try and pull some ground and try and overturn it, but you know what, Dave, for me, Grzegorz Hipke just unfortunate in that chase position. Too much aggression in the first half.
Yeah, but he's done himself proud with an incredible lead run there, as far as I'm concerned.
So we await the decision from our judges.
So we watch the replay and see, I mean, nothing too much to tell on this one. You know, Karkoshik stays right back here.
Yeah, listen, Karkoshik just playing it safe. Like we say, Hipke puts in an absolute nail, perfect deadline.
Now,
This is just...
I'm going to throw something out there. I know there's an inactive chase rule here in the Drift Masters European Championship, and I'm wondering, did Karkoshik play it too safe? Did he let Hipke get way too far ahead of him? That's what I'd be wondering.
This is what the judges want to see the replay for. It's at this point now where Karkoshik could fall into the category of an inactive chase. Look at the distance that Hipke has pulled. So
it's a big distance. Is it enough to turn it around? We're going to find out as we go to the judges. But yeah, I mean, there's questions being asked here.
There is questions being asked right now. So we await to get a decision from our judges. Is it going to be a one more time, or is Hipke?
Yeah. Result coming in. We're hearing from our producer Grzegorz Hipke, David Karkoshik. Which way is it going to go? Will it be Hipke? Will it be Karkoshik? Oh, it's a one more time. Would you believe it?
And the crowd go wild, Dave. That's exactly what the locals wanted to see.
Well, we know what happened on the first. We got to go back to the judges. Was it an inactive chase?
Yeah, exactly, Dave. That is the issue. We said it in briefing. We said 3 or 4 car lengths is what you need to maintain. If there's been a 10-0 score, you need to keep proximity. Now, the only thing we looked at, we had to make sure that the lead car, that Hipke did, was on the qualifying line and he wasn't cutting the track to make that gap. And he wasn't. He was in the zones. He filled all the zones. No issue there. So it's an inactive chase. That's a 10-0 and it's one more time.
So one more time between those guys. We're going to go back to the start line because we're moving it along. What an interesting battle. Ireland versus the UK. Conor Shanahan versus Steve Biaggioni. Bagsy versus the youngster, 14 years of age. And they've been pitted beside each other all weekend, and now they go head-to-head. Conor Shanahan out-qualifying Bagsy, but Bagsy not getting out of the fight all weekend.
No, exactly. Bagsy's still in the fight, and you know what? Conor's dad, John Shanahan, fixing Bagsy's car earlier after the impact with the wall, and these guys have a grudge match. Last time these two guys battled in the UK, Conor beat Bagsy. Bagsy's going to be looking to take down.
Yeah, well, Bagsy can do no more damage to that car now. It is battered and bruised, and he's going for the podium. But can the 14-year-old phenom Conor Shanahan outdo him? And look at this. Bagsy throws it in on the back quarter of Conor Shanahan's car, and he's trying to chase down that incredibly fast Link Engine Management Westside Tyre 180SX.
Yeah, look at this. Bagsy being very cautious, though, Dave. Not sticking it too close on the door. He knows Conor's a good driver. Now starts to make the kill as they transition round. Bagsy almost catching his car on the wall. So close on that front transition now into the roundabout. Bagsy makes a huge dive. He's on the door, Dave. Pushing Conor Shanahan wheel to wheel as they transition back. Now Bagsy starts to force Conor Shanahan around this custom circuit.
A big dive for Bagsy as these guys have travelled all the way from Ireland and UK. They ain't going home without a fight. And Bagsy's going to make one last attempt to get onto the rear quarter pan, and he does. Trying to stay with Conor Shanahan. Look at that line from Conor Shanahan on the outer wall. Ireland and UK contact across the line. And Bagsy said, well, you may have the youth on me, but I'm still as aggressive as it gets when it comes to European drifting. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely phenomenal from both those guys, pushing super, super hard. And as you can see, look at this from Bagsy. Gets nice and personal with Shanahan, but I've got a fear the Shanahan's going to push even closer now. His spotter's going to be on the radio saying to him, dude, you need to stick it to the door of that Monster Energy S13.
And look at that from Bagsy, almost tagging the rear bumper on the wall. And a lot of people who are tuning into us for the first time, maybe even tuning into drifting for the first time. Yes, the guy in that white and green car, he is 14 years of age. And he goes up against Monster Energy Westlake Tyre Steve Bagsy Biaggioni, the pride of the UK, and you can see from the damage on the front end and rear end of Steve Bagsy Biaggioni's car, he's been in the wars with that wall all weekend, and he's still in the fight, Ian. Now, I've never seen commitment like this from a grid in my life. They all know how much it means to them.
Yeah, listen, these guys have come a long way. They're not going to go down without a fight, and they are sticking it door to door. And listen, these guys would rather go home and build their cars for a week solid than to not get knocked out of a battle for not fighting.
Exactly, and of course, Conor Shannon returning back to the line. 50 seconds on the clock for Bagsy, making some repairs. He's got some time issues now as he tries to get that car back to the start line. 40 seconds on the clock, and Bagsy's car still not moving onto the circuit. Oh, will we have a mechanical issue here? There was contact after the start line. I'm wondering, has that been the issue? Conor Shannon being informed on the start line that Bagsy is against the clock here. 25 seconds on the clock now for Bagsy. Can they repair that car?
Wow, look at this, and guys under the car and officials over there. You can see our safety official talking to Bagsy. Is there an issue? Bagsy's mechanic down there just having a word with him.
I'm wondering, was there a D-bead on a tire? Oh, no.
Oh, wow,
Look at this. We didn't even spot it.
Wow. So
rear suspension destroyed on Bagsy's car after the impact with Conor Shannon after the finish line.
Wow,
and that broken Wisefab piece.
Yeah, you can see Bagsy's mechanic down there, Corbin and Callum, having a look under the car. That is unrepairable, Dave.
Yeah, that is.
But listen, could this be a competition timeout? Did Conor Shanahan shut down before the finish line?
That is the question that the judges will have to ask.
I've just thrown it out there.
We're trying to stay on top of the rules here, but that is the case. No 5-minute rules to repair it. However, yeah,
so there we go.
Yeah, the judges want to see a replay. Did Conor Shannon shut down at the finish line, causing that impact with Steve Bagsy Biaggioni?
I mean,
the car,
Bagsy's car has looked better.
Stancio.
It's looked a lot better. No tail lights, damaged quarter panels.
Yeah, here's a replay. So let's have a look at this. We're obviously going to watch the entire run here, but we want to get to the end of the run. That's where the real impact happens. They're going to try and go back to the pits either way, knowing that they've either retired or got a competition timeout. Let's see what happened as they came around the last corner.
So just waiting for that replay to play. So
yeah, just our live stream guys thought that one was over and done with, and now trying to rewind to see if we can get some more information on what happened. Conor Shannon is back on the line. We now know Bagsy did not make the second half of this battle, meaning he would be eliminated if it's not a competition timeout.
Yeah, exactly. So we await to find out what is happening as we wait to see a replay. The judges taking this one, Dave, so seriously.
Absolutely.
Every single decision is cutthroat. These guys know that it all plays out for these guys. They've come a long way. They put it all on the line. And you know what? To see these guys go out from a decision. So a replay is going to come up on your screen.
Yeah,
here we go.
Look at this one. This is what we want to see. So they're coming in full throttle. Everyone's on full throttle, having a good time. On the door, you see Bagsy slowing down. Conor Shannon on full throttle as they come across the line. Conor on the front brakes. And Bagsy on big angle. Conor, did he slow?
Conor's braking on across the line.
Yeah, the brake lights are on. That's not going to pose well. It might not be a 10-0, or it might not be a defining factor in the battle. It's just a case of saying the contact did happen before the finish line. And Bagsy, you can see smoke just pouring from the car. So we're going to a result here now. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but maybe the judge is saying it was Bagsy's fault for coming in too fast. Let's see which way it goes. Slide him left for Steve Bagsy Biaggioni, right for Conor Shannon, and there you have it. Conor Shannon goes through to the top 8. We're going to come back to the judges, guys. We're having a little deliberation over that one.
Yeah, Dave. Basically, we just wanted to have a quick look at the replay to make sure Conor didn't excessively slow before the finish line. And
yeah, unfortunately, we're losing.
Time out.
Sorry, Kevin's back.
Sorry about that. Basically, we were having a look at the replay there to see if Conor excessively slowed before the finish line, and we were just seeing if Bagsy was eligible then for a competition timeout. But Conor was slowing after the finish line, which is expected. Bagsy unfortunately just came in too hot, made contact, and then there was damage to the car. So it was of no fault to Conor. So unfortunately, Bagsy is out, and Conor gets the win.
So there you go, and it goes to show Bagsy's probably trying to get that exclamation point from the judges at the end by going very close. But as I said, that is a slowing area of the track. It's after the finish line. And here we go. Here's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, we just seen one Shanahan brother go through to the top 8. Can we see another one go through to the top 8? Right now, Jack Shanahan takes on 2017 King of Europe champion Joe Hutonji.
So we've got last year's Irish champion going up against King of Europe champion last year, Joe Hutonji. That is how big it is right now. Jack Shannon, 2 UK titles under his belt, 1 Irish title under his belt, and Joe Hutonji, the current King of Europe champion. But this is a different game out here in Poland and Płock, a different track, a different day. And Jack Shanahan will know his opponent here has got the credentials, and so will Joe Hutonji.
Yeah, exactly. And Jack Shanahan, you know, Dave, we've seen that guy rock up on Friday morning for practice, not feeling the best. The car having a serious amount of issues. He had 1 practice run. He went out for qualifying and nailed it. This guy got himself inside the top 32 with 1 practice run. He's someone that you do not want to meet in battle.
No, and right now, this is a big battle.
Yeah,
this is going to tell the story of this championship when you've got so many nations, so many champions, so many different tournaments now being combined into one Champions League of drifting, which the Drift Masters European Championship is now being. This is where we see them stack up. These guys have never met in competition before. We have champions from different corners of Europe, and right now, under the lights here in Poland, they've got to prove that. They've got to prove who's coming here with the stronger package, the stronger resolve, with the confidence, with the talent. Right now, we're about to find out. Is it Shanahan? Is it Hutonji?
In Ireland versus Germany right now. Pride of Ireland hangs on the shoulders of Jack Shanahan. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Jack Shanahan to lead out Joe Hutonji.
And Joe Hutonji is going to go for this. You got to believe it.
Yeah, Hutonji is going to want this. Hutonji fires it in, and Shanahan on a very wide line, but look at Hutonji wheel to wheel.
Wow, look at Joe Hutonji as he chews the back bumper of Jack Shanahan's got a big dive from Hutonji, manages to hold it. That is incredible chase driving right there. He wants this bad, Ian.
Yeah, Hutonji is looking for a win as he almost tags the door again. Hutonji putting tyre marks on that Link engine management East to US 14 of Jack Shanahan. Shanahan pedaling that car. As Hutonji now starts to push again, drops a wheel on the inside of the circuit.
Jack Shannon's got problems here. He's hit the back end of the car heavily off the wall, and his taillights are falling. And look at Hutonji!
Yeah, Hutonji again makes a big dive, but he needs to get on the door if he's going to seal the deal with this one. Hutonji finds himself on the edge of the circuit as he comes across the line.
Ian, what a battle we have on our hands here.
I need a minute to just work out what exactly happened right there.
Look at this from Joe Hutonji. Look at this. He is wheel to wheel with Shanahan. We haven't seen people push Jack Shanahan around many tracks in Europe, but Joe Hutonji puts in another massive dive here. 4-wheel lockup, and onto the door he goes. Shanahan, though, in a good lead position. Look at that scraping the inside wall, and Hutonji back on it again.
Yeah, Hutonji just does not give up. He's like a dog with a bone, Dave. He knows Jack Shanahan, 2 times British champion, current Irish champion. He knows he's a guy that everybody wants to take down. And
I mean, are you going to argue with me right now when you say this isn't the future of motorsport right now?
Oh, this is just
you cannot take your eyes off it. It's like a highlight reel of the best moments from any race in the world, repeatedly shown over and over. Other commentators don't have to deal with this scene.
No,
they get breaks, they get a big long race that goes on. They even have a Le Mans 24 hours. 24 hours, we'd be chilled as hell. This is happening in 40-second bursts, and we can't even contain it.
No, exactly, and these guys are putting on the entertainment for us, for the crowds here in Płock in Poland, and for you guys at home. So listen, if you're enjoying what you see, smash that like button.
Yeah, I want everybody online right now to get out there, press the share button, share this onto your social media, say, it's going down in Poland right now at Drift Masters round 1. Oh, Germany versus Ireland. Jack Shanahan, the question now asked, what you got? You may be UK champion, you may be Irish champion, but gotta go for it here.
Look at Shanahan, Dave. So much aggression. He fires it in the spot. I would have been told him stick it to the door, lad, as he goes all the way, wheel to wheel, with Joe Hutonji right now. Oh, wow! Shanahan almost taking his front bumper off and throws a huge angle on transition.
I have never seen a run like this from Jack Shanahan with this much aggression, and he's there again.
Yeah, Jack Shanahan now looking to take down the door as Hutonji runs the wall. Jack Shanahan right with him. They come round the roundabout, and Jack Shanahan pushes Hutonji through the slowest part of the circuit, taking cones off the wall is Jack Shanahan.
And Hutonji now trying to get away desperately, but Shanahan is right there with him. One more dive before we're done, and Shanahan losing a little bit of ground. Hutonji now picks up the pace, but Shanahan reels it back in, and that is what it's all about.
What?
That is just insane. Insane.
Look at this from Shanahan, off of the start line, almost contact, is pushing each other around. These guys are risking it.
Forget about it. Watch drifting anywhere in the world and come back and tell me that it's more exciting than what you just watched. I've never in my lifetime seen anything like that. That's not even racing. That's just pure natural feeling the force right there, because you can't teach this.
Look at the crowd, Dave. The crowd are on their feet. Joe Hutonji and Jack Shanahan are out of the car hugging each other. Unbelievable. Goosebumps.
I've got
Goosebumps
hairs on end
right now.
I don't even know. I don't even
It's just
know.
absolute insanity.
We just call it there. Call it there. It's done.
Dave,
no more
listen.
battles.
It's top 16, Dave.
This is not top 16.
This is not the final. This is top.
Are we still in top 16?
Top 16.
This is still top 16.
Top 16.
Ah, man.
Look at the back of Jack Shanahan's car. And those guys hugging each other. Joe Hutonji puts his hand up to the crowd. Look at the crowd, Dave. Stacked.
You can see how pumped both of these guys are.
And the crowd are just applauding.
We got a result
guys.
coming. It's going through to the top 8. Who's going to face Connor Shanahan in the top 8? Slide him left for Hutonji, right for Jack Shanahan. Oh, which way is it going to go? Germany or Ireland? One vote. There you have it. Jack Shanahan gets the win and goes through. And I got to say, my man Joe Hutonji is a superstar.
That guy, listen, he is one to look for, but we need to talk to the judges. Judges, what happened?
You know what, judges? Just give us a rest.
Yeah, that was a tough one to call, guys. If you go back to the first round, Jack's lead run was absolutely fantastic. Pretty much no mistakes through in there, except a little bit shallow on the final outer zone. Joe's chase was amazing, very, very aggressive for the first half of the track. Unfortunately, from there on, it started to fall apart a little. He was still aggressive, but he was way offline, especially on outer zone 5. Completely missed it, and also outer zone 6, just trying to dive on Jack's door to maintain that proximity, and also then he was very shallow around the final corner, outer zone 7. Then you switch it around and Jack doesn't make those mistakes, unfortunately, for Joe. Joe had a great lead on all the clipping points, pretty much a mirror of Jack's lead run, but Jack was absolutely on Joe's door the whole way throughout. Absolutely fantastic chase driving and really no mistakes, except he dropped back a little bit on the final corner, but real Joe back in again by the finish line, so it was a strong advantage for Jack, and Jack taking the win overall.
I think, can we just call it now? I don't think I can take any more of this. It's only top 16.
Top 16.
And I have seen battles that are better than finals, and here's another grudge match. David Karkoshik against Grzegorz Hipki.
Yeah, the one more time battle, Dave. Karkoshik and Hipki. Karkoshik getting that damage in the first half of the battle. Hipki being put at fault. They switch it around. Hipki absolutely drives the wheels off that V8 E30. Karkoshik not in the fight. Judges saying inactive chase.
And you know what? He's going to be. He just played it too safe.
Yeah, listen.
And you think you can come here
and play it safe? No chance.
Not a chance.
That's not going to fly. That is not going to fly.
If anybody even uses the phrase "too safe" in
safe.
the next hour and a half, they're going home. If anyone in the crowd here says "too safe," I'm throwing them out myself.
Well, Dave, there's a few of these guys that you'll have to throw out, but right now we wait to get David Karkoshik to the line to battle.
I think I'm just going to need a stiff drink after this one, Ian, because it has been one hell of a weekend, one hell of a day, and we are just on our last top 16 battle. Hipki and Karkoshik, two Polish heroes.
And the crowd are cheering, Dave. Grzegorz Hipki, for me, finished second in championship, proving his worth right now. The locals absolutely loving him. And David Karkoshik, that guy, that absolutely beautiful purple Rocket Bunny S15, looking strong.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, now it's time to just take the gloves off. Just throw it down. Say, hey, we've been at this for a long time. These guys know each other a long time. If you're going to go on the biggest grid and the biggest moment and the biggest event, well, it's time to take the gloves off and go for gold here.
And let's go. They're off the line. Karkoshik throws it in. Hipki going to make a dive, and he does. Karkoshik wobbles on initiation, but Hipki right there now. Hipki gets back out of it. Look at the pace of Karkoshik's car. Where has he been, and what has he done as Hipki makes a nice dive?
Hipki's back in the fight now, Ian, as they transition towards the wall. Hipki almost makes a mess of it and does. Gets caught up.
Yeah, Hipki making a huge error as he gets on that front transition now. Karkoshik needs to keep his cool, looking like he's gaining some points in this battle in the lead position. Karkoshik drives that car to the wall, gets in that middle line as Hipke starts to push. Can he get on the door? Hipke really needs to pull his finger out now if he's going to overturn that. A few errors.
Big dive.
Wow.
Hipke's there. He's put it out. Karkoshik smashes the back bumper off the wall. Hipke smashes into Karkoshik. What more do you want?
Unbelievable end to the run. Karkoshik taking the back end off the car and Hipke giving him the nudge across the line as they throw it in, but big errors from Hipke in the beginning of this. Drops down on the line, loses.
These boys are not holding any punches now.
Look at the pace of Karkoshik's S15 as he fires it in. Big dive from Hipke as he comes into this first slow outer zone. A big error there though, gets himself caught up on the wall, has to straighten.
And I mean, it's tricky as hell because you're transitioning with the front
Behind
of
the car on a wall.
with smoke. So you don't even know where the wall is. It's like, I think it's somewhere
there
there.
somewhere.
Oh, okay, but he still held it. He still stayed in the fight. And if I'm not mistaken, it looked like it was all over. But right here, he says, I'm back in this one.
Yeah, he gets back into it, starts to try and force an error on Karkoshik, and does. Karkoshik washes too wide into the outer zone, removes the back end of that car, but Hipke, look at that, bam, nudge across the line. Not messing around is Hipke. So we stop him around, Karkoshik pulls to the line.
Just, this is round one, Ian.
Round
one. What are they doing?
This isn't even for the
Pace
championship.
yourselves, boys. Pace yourselves. This is round, we got 6 rounds.
Listen, Dave, this is what we wanted, right? We built this.
I'm going to go out there and say, build some hype on this one.
Yeah.
And you can build the stadium, you can build the hype, you can build the promo, you can build everything.
Yeah.
Social media, you can talk and talk and talk. But every time we build these events, somebody has to walk the walk. And right now, every single driver in the top 16 has said, right, you build it, they come, and we shut it down.
And we play. Yeah, these 16 drivers have forced everything they have got out of the bag right now. They pull to the line. It will be David Karkoshik to chase down Grzegorz Hipke for a spot in the Great 8, the last battle in top 16 before we move it along to the top 8.
And look at the back end of Karkoshik's car. He's had a big impact with the wall, taking both rear taillights. That's how hard they're going out there, Ian. And they got to go at it again. One run left. Karkoshik now in the chase position behind Hipke. All Polish battle. First spot in the top 8. All of the fans here on the edge of their seat. Hero versus hero. Poland versus Poland. 2 very different setups in those cars, but they are putting it down on a knife-edge track tonight. Let's see which way it goes. My heart might not take it, but the green light is go.
Yeah,
Karkoshik to chase in Hipke.
Yeah, the green light is go, like you say, Dave. And look at this. David Karkoshik starts to force Hipke to the line as they initiate into that wide line. Hipke with a little wobble, but Karkoshik right with him. Karkoshik keeping up with Hipke this time. No separation as they fire it into the first slow outer zone.
Karkoshik just squeezing along that concrete wall as Hipke now puts foot to floor. Karkoshik's got to make the move. Into the roundabout they go. Can he gain that proximity? Looks like he can.
Yeah, Karkoshik now starts to push his car in the door of Grzegorz Hipke's E30. Wheel to wheel as they come around these last 2 slow turns, and Hipke gets on a shallow line, doesn't get out nice and wide, does he shortcut the circuit to gain some ground. Karkoshik makes the dive, starts to rein in Grzegorz Hipke as they come all the way to the wall and over the line. Crowd standing on their feet,
I mean,
applauding these guys.
The fans here are just hyped right now. Seeing their Polish guys sticking to the best in Europe right in front of them, the home crowd here. And we're going to need a decision on this one. And then, Ian, it's on to the top 8.
Just the top 8.
I honestly thought this was like the top 4.
I thought this was like the final battle.
No.
Yeah, and the crowd cheering at Grzegorz right now.
Yeah, let's see which way it goes. I'm loving it. The Polish guys here are just on their feet, pumped up. And I'm looking forward to this one. Which way is it going to go? You know what? Both of these guys deserving a spot in the top 8. It's just the competition marker set so high this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So judges are just reviewing the replay right now as we await a decision from our guys to come in. And like Dave says, we'll then get underway with our top 8.
Results are coming through. Ian, I'm getting the word. It's going one way or the other. Will it be Karkoshik slide him right? Will it be Hipke slide him left? Take a breath. Here we go. No. One more time from David Karkoshik. Kevin goes Karkoshik. Kieran goes Karkoshik. Karkoshik gets the win. We go back to our judges. Split decision, some arguments next door. Let's hear what you guys had to say.
Okay, just looking at the two runs there, the second run there was even enough. Okay, it was no great proximity, enough for a 5-5, just about enough proximity for a 5-5. So it comes back to the first run, with the contact, and that basically was decided this. When Haisky actually hits the back of his car, gets caught against the wall on transition, that's a big error, and it was enough to give the advantage to Dow of 6-4 on the first run, so it was based on the first run that the score was scored.
There you have it, and you know what? It's hammer time, because we're heading down to Eddie Power, who's with my new man, Thor Arne Kavia.
Thor, what a week it's been for you. Since last Sunday, you've managed to blow an engine, you've swapped in a stock LS engine into this car, you've come here this weekend, you've battled through qualification, now you're into the top 8. Talk us through the weekend so far.
The weekend's been, I don't have words, and I just gotta say thank you to everyone that's helped me getting me here, and my dad, my brother, my girlfriend, my mechanic. It's unbelievable, and yeah, gotta thank Federal Tires, Shell, and Norgestek for the help. Yeah.
You've taken down one of the hottest properties in drifting, Janis Iglite, in the top 32, but now you're going up against second place qualifier Enver Haskasap. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I feel it's gonna be really fun. He's a good driver, good lead driver, so I can put a good chase. So we just gotta go hard. Yeah.
Well, we've noticed every time you've won a battle, you've been really engaging well with the crowd. A lot of people cheering your name. We're hopefully going to see you push on, and maybe you could take it onto the podium here today.
I hope so. I hope so. Do this. It will be insane. Yeah.
We're wishing you best of luck, dude. Thank you.
So there we go, Dave. Eddie getting all the hot gossip down in the hot pits.
Exactly, and of course, Thor Arne Kavia very confident going into his battle with Enver Haskasap. Haskasap's the higher qualifier, but Thor Arne Kavia has had some more battles. Haskasap hasn't been tested yet in the battles. He's had 2 walkthroughs against Kantarovsky, and in the last battle, another driver not making it out to the grid in time. So he's had a little bit of a walkthrough. So at the moment, incredible stuff happening here. But what we're going to do is take a moment to look at the rest of this season. If you're excited right now, have a look at what's about to come up for the rest of this brand new Drift Masters European Championship.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolutely stacked season we have for you right now. And the next round just in 2 weeks' time in Hungary. I mean, listen, if this isn't getting you hyped right now and this isn't getting you excited for the rest of the season, I don't know what is, because I can't wait to get to Hungary in 2 weeks' time and see what these guys can do when they go wheel to wheel and battle each other to take another lead in the championship. We are waiting to get our first Grade 8 battle, top 8 battle underway. But right now, everybody in the grandstand absolutely loving the action. Everybody online, don't forget, like we say, if you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, smash the like button away, get the share button going, and tell us where you're watching from. We want to know exactly where you are and what you're thinking of the event so far. I'm having a great time. I know Dave is absolutely hyped for this event. Like I say, we are almost ready to get the first battle of our top 8 underway. We are just waiting to get those cars on the start line.
Yeah, I'm just checking my health insurance because I want to make sure that if I have a heart attack in the next hour and a half, that I'm covered.
Oh, right, okay, that's great. That's what I wanted to know. So, you guys, you guys are loving what we're doing right now, and we're loving what we're doing right now.
Well, if you're loving the Drift Masters European Championship, why don't you just press that like or heart button right now? Let us know. Is this the future of drifting? Is this what it's all about? Tight technical circuits, the best in Europe, no room for error, edge of your seat action. If you're loving it, hit that button now.
So it looks like the next battle is ready to rock and roll, Dave, and it is a big one. James Dean, the machine, to take on Pavel Trela right now. At 670 horsepower S14 to take on an 860 horsepower Opel GT. This one's going to be big.
This is a huge battle, and these guys have met in competition before, and I can guarantee you right now, Trela's looking at his name in lights, saying if you take out James Dean,
I'm the man.
You're going to run to the final.
Yeah.
Because this is the hardest man to beat at the moment in world drifting. He is one of those guys that just doesn't make mistakes, but we saw him make a mistake in that first battle against Bartosz Stolarski. Is there a chink in the armor of the machine?
Listen, I mean, to finish inside the top 4 of the first round, that sets your championship off on a big way. So Pavel Trela is going to be looking to take down James Dean. Not only that, this guy, James Dean the machine, multiple European champion, multiple Irish champion, and current 2017 FD champion and points leader. That's one guy. That's one guy you want to say, I beat him.
And he also has, you know, remember, a Guinness Book of World Records as well for the longest tandem drift in history. Completed in Dubai with Ahmed Dahan. I mean, he's got all the accreditations you want, but if you take him down, you go into a short list of people that have made a name for themselves in this sport, and Pavel Trela will attempt to do that. I can guarantee you, whatever way he's approached any other battle, he will not approach it this way. He's in the chase position first. He knows James is going to come in hot and heavy. When he's in the chase position, Trela's sitting there saying, I'm even telling you, the radios are turned off in that car. He's saying, whatever anyone tells me, I already know.
Yeah, exactly.
This is for the money now. And he goes, I got to take down James Dean. That's just him. 11 transitions, a hell of a lot of walls, and the best in the business. What can Pavel Trela do? He's got to throw it all out there, Ian. For me, he's got to do it all. He's got to be sensational. He's got to push himself into places he's not even sure he's capable of. That's what you got to do. Yeah,
and the pride of Poland right now on the shoulders of Pavel Trela, and the pride of Ireland on the shoulders of James Dean. But that man is tall, and he can take the weight right now as he makes his way to the start line and throws that car in. Pavel Trela, though.
Look at Trela, he's on him.
Yeah, Pavel Trela, left foot braking, keeps that car absolutely glued to James Dean. James Dean fires that car into the slow transitions now. Trela all over the side of that workhouse Vulcan Tire S14.
Trela squeezes through the gap there, and he is right with James Dean. This is a sensational chase run, and he's putting it on the door in the roundabout as well. Trela making a statement here. He's not going to be walked over. He's not going to be walked through. He's coming here for the win, and he's right with James Dean.
Oh, wow. Trela almost making a huge error there as he makes another dive on the door of James Dean's S14. James Dean flicks that car left to right, gets it on the wall. Trela right with him as he squeezes the accelerator. Trela now sticks it on the door and pushes James Dean over the line.
Oh, and they almost make contact across the line. The crowd here are going insane. I mean, Trela does it all there. He puts it all on the line. That's all you can expect from a driver at this level, is to just give it everything, and he does.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Trela, for me, couldn't do any more. He stuck it on the door. He was on a very, very good chase line. James Dean puts on a perfect lead line, fires that car. That inside clip gets it dialed. But Trela squeezes that car between James Dean and the wall. Unbelievable right there as Dean then fires it round the roundabout. Trela on the side of that car. Trela just looking on form right now.
I don't even know what more you could do. I mean,
the wheel drop though, Dave, sorry. For me, that could be a big point in this battle.
He does drop a wheel on the inside, but he's so close. I mean, he's got to take those risks. And right now, he looks like he's putting in a phenomenal chase run. He tries everything. Yeah, look at this, just trying to push close. James Dean is not getting it handy tonight.
No, listen, he's come to Europe. He said he wants to take another European Championship under his belt. So, I mean, listen, James Dean comes with a target on his back, Dave. We all know that.
Yeah, and the target very much set and the level set. Now, James Dean being asked the question, how good are you?
Yeah.
If you're the best in the world, well, you just got a world-class chase run to compete with. he's got to do something sensational. He's got to risk it too. He cannot take this one easy. He cannot be calculated and just technical and calculated. He's got to risk it here. Let's see what he's got. The machine, James Dean of the Worthouse Falcons are S14 to chase in Pavel Trela. Here we go.
Yes, Pavel Trela fires that car in. James Dean now starts to make the dive and prove why he is the best in the world. Look at this, Dave. First class twin driving from James the Machine Dean. Gets that car on the dive again. Sticks it to the door of Pavel Trela's Opel GT. Trela very shallow and Dean.
Contact.
Oh, wow.
Heavy
Trela.
Heavy contact between both cars. Dean's bumper now scraping on the ground. They're leaving it all on the track here tonight in Poland.
Yeah, Pavel Trela putting on a show, but James Dean, the aggressor, firing that car in the door again. Look at that big surge forward as Dean starts to show why he is the man.
Oh!
Sparks off of Dean's car, but he stays in it. Absolutely phenomenal from James Dean
contact.
and Pavel Trela.
Battered, bruised bumpers, flames, sparks, and heroes made on the track as James Dean decimates the front of his S14 in an attempt to take down a crazy Pavel Trela. What a run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speechless.
In your lifetime, have you ever
speechless.
seen anything quite like this? And this is just round one of this championship. We
Yeah,
said
wheel-to-wheel
it before. This is the start of something special for European drifting, and these guys have brought everything in their human bodies to the fight tonight. And as they exit the cars, the crowd congratulate James Dean and Pavel Trela on an incredible run. Watch this. The moment James Dean's bumper just smashes under the car.
Look at
Bam,
the
sparks, and he stays in it. Front wheel lock, and he's back on the door. Trela on the front brakes. Dean making contact, staying in it. Whew. I mean, I've been watching this sport for a long time, Ian. I've never seen anything quite like we're seeing tonight.
No, this is just insanity, Dave, and I keep saying the same word. It is just insane. So we await a decision to come in. Judges going over and over the footage of this one in the judging tower.
And there isn't a car in that grid that hasn't shown the signs of damage from such, I mean,
aggressive driving.
This is like a gauntlet here.
It is.
You come through this track and there is no room for, and they're back on the replays again. You see, bang, Dean's bumper just decimates. They want to have a look at this contact again, see what happened. Trela's on the brakes, slows a little bit to me as he's coming out of there. It looks like he's slowed a little bit, and Dean makes contact.
Yeah, it was quite heavy use of the left foot brake. And
you know, the judges will be watching. They can see Pavel Trela explain to James Dean what exactly happened. James Dean having a chat with him there. I'm sure, you know, that contact being discussed between both drivers, saying that's the area that the judges will be looking at. And James and Pavel, let's see which way the judges go. Oh, I mean, the tension. My heart right now can't take much more. We're in the top 18. It's not even. Oh.
Wow, so judges wanting to see a double replay. So they want to see a side-by-side replay of what exactly is going down.
Yeah.
Lead to chase, chase to lead.
You know what? I'm gonna do an online poll. I've never done an online poll before. If you think this is the most exciting European drift event you've ever watched, hit your like button now. We're waiting, boys. We want you to hit that like button, hit that share button at the bottom of your screen, get it out to as many people as you can. Oh, incredible stuff. And look at this side by side, Ian. Want to have a look at this one?
Yeah, judges just saying that, you know, they couldn't split it. Did Pavel Trela, was his lead run absolutely on point? We know James Dean has the absolute perfect lead run. Dropping the wheel, though, on that chase from Pavel Trela. And look at the like button getting smashed. You guys are absolutely on it. Keep it going. Me and Dave are loving the response in the tower.
I'm fatigued now. I'm thinking we got more battles to go before the final, and there's not much left in my body at this stage because I'm at the ragged edge. I've seen everything I've ever wanted to see. This is everything we expected it would be and more.
So judges just going over this one and not being able to split it right now. Our guys on the ground waiting to hear the decision. Who's going to take it through, Dave, to the first top 4 of the year? Will it be Pavel Trela? Will it be James Dean?
I don't know. The judges still deliberating. Man, we've been building this thing for 8 months, and you just hope and pray that it's going to pull off. And right now,
it's delivering.
It's emotional for everybody involved in the Drift Masters team because right now these guys have come here and put on one hell of a show. They want the world to watch, and the world is watching. Incredible.
Unbelievable stuff right now. So, packed grandstands. Huge live feed views. You guys are loving it. The crowd here is absolutely loving it.
I've never seen a crowd like this at a drift event anywhere in the world. It's just incredible. Yeah, a lot of arguments between the judges right now. They are having a serious talk about this, which means we have no idea which way it's gone in. And usually we can overhear a little bit, but they're in a separate room, so we have no idea.
Yeah, listen, it's a completely different format for me and you this time around. Like you say, we're normally in the same room. We can kind of get a vibe of who's going what way, who's split. But right about now, we're in 2 different rooms, so we don't know what's going on.
Look at this crowdy. Look at these people here. This is just for this sport, and I mean, for a lot of people involved in this sport, you never imagine.
Look at that, Dave. Look, giving him a round of applause.
Yeah. You never imagine it'll get here, Ian. This was like 10 years ago. People laughed at drifting. They said it wasn't a real sport. It wasn't a real motorsport. All the mainstream organizations ignored it. To think now, in 2018, we're standing in the middle of a football stadium, tarmac, for the best drivers in Europe, not just in Europe, but maybe even the world, to go to war for your entertainment, for our entertainment, to prove to the world that Europe, the result is in. It's in. Which way is it going to go? Dean or Trella? The world holds its breath. It's Kieran. It's a one more time. It's a one more time.
So we go to our judges, Dave. Judges.
We're going to our judges.
That one hot.
Talk us through it, guys.
Oh my God, guys.
Kevin, take a break. It's getting intense.
Jesus. Okay. Dean's
It might take 3 of us to explain this one. Go on
yes,
in it.
because there's an awful lot in this one. Okay, go back to the first round there. James Dean, as always, absolutely perfect lead run. Inch perfect. Trella, massive aggression on his initiation and really aggressive throughout the first turn, but he was almost too aggressive. He was almost passing James out. Really good proximity, we like to see that, but we don't like them to be too overly aggressive. For the rest of the run, yeah, very good aggression, definitely all the way up until passing outer zone 4 in front of us on the roundabout. Then just passing outer zone 5, Trella then cuts the track massively and actually drops a wheel, almost hitting the water barriers on the inside. So that's a massive deduction then from that from that aggression that he had on the first for the first half of the run. For the rest of the run, then I don't think he does enough to gain back any more of he does enough then to gain back any more of an advantage. And for me, that's sitting on a 5-5 then going into the second run. Switch it around then for the second run, and Trella's lead line definitely isn't as good as James's. He's a little bit off the clips. He definitely goes out too wide in outer zone 4, and then on the final corner in outer zone 7, then he's very shallow and has to actually correct from almost hitting the wall. James doesn't have as much proximity except for on the first corner and in spots around it as well. But it really all comes down to mistakes, and there's way too many of them. And we just want to see a cleaner battle, and for us, it has to go one more time here.
Well,
and you know what?
I mean,
we just have some drama on. It looks like we were about to see the top 8 battle between Borkowski and Karkoshik, and during the burnout, Borkowski seems to have broken a half shaft doing a burnout, and Karkoshik's on the line.
It just goes to show you, Dave, we had this problem yesterday with our 2017 Drift Masters European Championship title holder, Adam Zalewski, yesterday. The track surface so sticky with the heat and the amount of semi-slick tyre rubber laid down. Such low tyre pressures and suspension settings that these guys are snapping drive shafts left, right, centre.
And as we mentioned, they're running such low tyre pressure, down to around 8 PSI here to get as much as they can. But right now, look, we have one driver on the line, and it's David Karkoshik. It looks like he might be getting a pass here to the top 4.
Yeah, I mean,
from one intense one more time battle, we go to
a solo run. I mean,
you can't write it. You just can't write it.
So right now, David Karkoshik awaits his solo run on the line, and he is off. So that does cement a 10-0 advantage.
And yeah, David Karkoshik throws it in here, Ian, and he's had a tough getting by Gregor Shipke,
yeah,
but now he's getting a little bit of a present.
Yeah, listen, he had one more time with Gregor Shipke, and he's now getting the buy run that he needs, you know, a little bit of a break, a little bit of an easier run, and cements himself inside top 4. The first person to take a step inside that top 4.
Yeah, we got confirmation from our judges whether or not, of course. It looks like I think it is going to be a retirement from. You know what? That's my man, Pavel Borkowski. We never got to see him.
And I called this morning. I said to some of the guys in the pits, he pushes so hard, the mechanical failure would knock himself out.
And I think it's only a mechanical failure because, again, I think he's one of the best guys in the world. Just saying. He's one of my favorite drivers in the world. I'm out there saying it. I'm totally unbiased unless it's Pavel Borkowski, and then I think, yeah, he's awesome. But taking nothing away from David Karkoshik, who is going to go through to the top 4. Oh, so a 2-minute clock turned on now to see if Pavel he can't change a half shaft in 2 minutes, can he?
Well, listen, he's had the whole of that run, which we timed to about 1.5 minutes.
So he has about.
So he's had about
3.5
minutes. So if that guy and his pit crew are that good.
But his pit is so far away.
Yeah, but there's got a hot pits down beside the edge of the circuit. Did they have enough spares is the question.
I want to know what's going on.
He's running a Winters quick change diff in that car, so he would have to have some special drive shafts. So listen, not an easy task by any means, but you know what? I'm not going to doubt anything. I'm going to say that his pit crew are going to try and get the drive shaft fixed in that car and get Borkowski back on the track. So we'll wait to find out. Can Borkowski get back on circuit?
Yeah, I was just having a conversation there with our producer saying, can we get some cameras down there? But it's a very sprawling pit area here around the stadium, so we're going to try and get some information to see if he can. I think this this is a bridge too far maybe for Pavel Borkowski. I'm telling you right now, if you don't know who Pavel Borkowski is, and you just tuned in.
You will by the end of the year.
You will by round 6. Yeah. I'm telling you that. This guy is special. But tonight it might not be his night as David Karkoshik sits on the line waiting for the clock. Chilled out, ready to go. He looks like he might take a pass into the top 4. I mean, we've seen it all tonight, Ian. We've had mechanical failures, crashes, one more times, mistakes, contact, bumpers, half shafts, engines. I mean, anything you could ever want from excitement from One Motorsport, we've had it all tonight, and I am just pumped to see what the rest of the season is going to be like. And we're not even in the finals yet.
Yeah, exactly. We've not even got into our top 4 yet. We're still in our top 8. So these guys are going to be going hard.
So David Karkoshik sits on the line. Will Pavel Borkowski make it back? It looks like he will not, and the clock ticks out as David Karkoshik takes the victory and goes through to the final 4. All our judges obviously having to give him the win by default, as Pavel Borkowski not making it back to the line, and an unfortunate situation for him there. We move it on to a very interesting battle. Enver Haskasap going up against my man, dropping the hammer, Thor Arne Kavia.
We've already got one Norwegian hammer though. Can we have 2?
Yeah. But his name is more like Thor, so technically
he's more of a Norwegian hammer.
He's the new hammer. He's the sledgehammer. Frederick Asbo is the Norwegian hammer. This guy is the Norwegian sledgehammer.
Wow, big things right there from Dave Egan.
I'm impressed with this guy, but he's going up against Enver Haskasap, who I said all the way from the start of practice would be in the mix this weekend. He has been incredible. Second place qualifying run with a 90 on the board, and he's in the lead position right now. So he can put that 90 back on the board. He's going to put some pressure on Kavia here, and let's see who goes through to the top 4. Our beautiful Drift Masters girls display that indeed this is the top 8 as space in the final 4, and 2 shots at the podium up for grabs after this one.
So those girls make their way off circuit, and we await to find out. Can Torane Kavia take down Enver Haskasap right now? Oh wow, look at this from Kavia. Pushes Haskasap around that first bend. Haskasap fires it in, David. Kavia is right with him.
He's right there, and of course, look at the aggression being dialed on. Haskasap on a good lead run and lots of pace too. Kavia's coming for the big dive here, and again pulls it off with style. Not too aggressive, not trying to make contact. He's seen that happen tonight. Trying to stay in the fight as much as he can.
Yeah, absolutely perfect transition on that front clip, but they come into the roundabout, and what has Kavia got? Almost come to a stop. Does Enver Haskasap? They get back into the mix as Kavia now dives on the door. Absolutely perfect chase driving from Kavia. Gets on the door again, another dive. 1,000 horsepower is nothing, says Kavia. I'm going to nail this car to your door as they come into the final outer zone. And Torane Kavia sticks it to the door of Enver Haskasap.
Yeah. Well, do you know what a hammer does, Ian? It nails it. Because that's what Tor Arne Kavia just did. Incredible. The Norwegian flags flying high.
Look at this, Dave. This is phenomenal. Do you know what I love about Torane Kavia? The transitions aren't too aggressive. it comes in with intent, but it's not too close to make damage. Look at the transition. Perfect.
But don't take away, Enver Haskasap's lead run here is
Phenomenal.
flawless.
Yeah, exactly. This is why he qualified in second place. Look at that, tagging them water barriers. But a big error there from Kazimierz, slowed the car down massively.
I mean, when you think of incredible drift nations, you don't automatically think of Cyprus. Tonight, that's all changed.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, and you know what? A lot of Cypriots will be sitting at home right now watching the screen saying, I want to be that guy. As these guys do a cool-down lap, Torane Kavir gets a big round of applause from the crowd loving this guy's driving style. Now, can Enver Haskasap repay the favour and trade some paint with Torane Kavir?
Yeah. Will it be the start of his run to the title, or will it be the end for Haskasap? No.
No.
Yeah. It's been a long day.
It's been a very long day.
But it's going to get even more intense as we take another long, deep breath ahead of another heavyweight European battle. Cyprus versus Norway. Torane Kavir versus Enver Haskasap. Haskasap hasn't been tested in the chase position. Look at him go!
Pushing him. He's absolutely pushing Torane. Torane jumps on the accelerator with a little nudge from Haskasap.
Look at the dive from Haskasap!
Wow, wheel to wheel, but Haskasap gets out of it, shallows off massively. Now Haskasap needs to try and get back in the fight as Kavir perfectly tags that out of wall run.
Oh, Haskasap tagging the wall but stays in it. How did he get away with that one? As Kavir takes it right to the outer circle on full 90-degree lock. To the hairpin they go. As Haskasap says, I've got the pace, I've got to get back in door. Kavir knocking cones.
This is phenomenal. Haskasap now starts to get back on the door as Kavir stands on the accelerator. Haskasap doesn't leave him. Oh, what a straighten from Haskasap as Kavir stays in the throttle on the wall all the way across the line.
Wow.
What have we witnessed?
Incredible. Haskasap making some errors. Kavir's car is in shreds in front of us here at the grandstand. Bumper hanging off, bumper bar twisted to pieces. They've put it all on the line, Ian, and it's for a space in the final four. Who is going to go through? I honestly have no idea. Incredible.
Just absolutely phenomenal driving there from both of those guys, and as you can see, the aggression from Enver Haskasap is just unbelievable.
Immense. The crowd go wild for both drivers, and I gotta love the Polish getting behind every nation here. They have been incredible hosts this weekend, and I'm just looking forward to coming back here in August to Torun and just going even bigger and better again.
To another stadium,
It's
Dave?
an actual bigger stadium.
Oh, wow.
If this wasn't enough, we're coming back to a bigger stadium later in the year. And in 2 weeks, we're in Hungary at Trackwood, ready to throw down again on one of the craziest tracks in Europe.
Yeah, fast, dangerous, walls, trees. This thing is going to have it all. But we need a decision. Who's going to take it to the top four?
Judges still deliberating.
Our judges have never, ever been put through something so hard in all their lives.
I'm honestly, everyone here is the fatigue, and I'm just looking over to the corner of my eye, watching two Shanahans line up for a top 8 battle onto the track. But first, we got to decide who's going through from this one. Look at Torane Kavir and Enver Haskasaps congratulating each other on what is. This is the pinnacle now, Ian. This is the standard set for world drifting for me.
Yeah, listen, if anybody is watching this saying, you know what, Europe hasn't got nothing, these guys on circuit right now just said, well, you know what, we got it all. Not only have we got the show, we got the driving, and we are bringing it to you this weekend here from Płock in Poland, and our judges are making this.
It's a long one.
This is hard for these guys.
Yeah, they're having a good conversation between themselves, and of course, the deliberation is because it means that much to each driver. Of course, they don't want to make snappy decisions. They want to analyze every piece of this course, and when it's the longest course in the history of time for drifting, it is a very tough place because you're adding and subtracting so many additions and mistakes and dives, and remember, 11 transitions to analyze. I wouldn't like to be doing it myself. I'm getting worn out just talking about it, never mind thinking about it. And you can see Kavir's car there suffering the damage. He's pointed. He says, you know, I got some bumpers with me. Here come results coming in. Who's it going to be? Will it be Norway? Will it be Cyprus? Slide him left for Kavir. It's a one more time from David. Kevin. Kieran. Kevin goes Kavir. Oh, it's all down to Kieran Hines now. Which way is it going? And it's Torane Kavir getting the win. Can you believe it?
Look at him. He's on the wall.
He's on the wall standing. He's absolutely ecstatic.
The
He
crowd
cannot
are
believe
loving
it. He's taken the win. He cannot believe it. We got to go back to the judges. Talk us through it, guys. Some arguments going on. We nearly heard it through the wall.
Oh my God, lads, this is wrecking my head. It's hard work here. Okay, over the 2 runs, I think Enver. By the end of that run, Enver was on for one more time for me. Over both runs, there was mistakes made by both. We were on for one more time, but for me, it was the biggest error was actually Enver as he headed into the final zone for the long pull into the corner. He had a massive straight in there. And like it was a really big error, and it was enough for him to lose the overall battle. So based on that big mistake, that was enough for us to give it to Tor.
So there we go. Torane Kavir takes a step inside top 4.
And we're on to it, the big one.
And on the line, look at this. Conor Shanahan takes on his brother.
Oh,
Jack Shanahan.
You go all the way across Europe, 21 nations, and you end up against your brother with the biggest prize in the history of European drifting on the line. Conor Shanahan, 14 years of age, goes up against Jack Shanahan, 18 years of age. A combined age of 32.
Listen, we're going to expect fireworks, and not just from the track, but from these 2 guys as they go door to door. Brothers are not going to hold anything back. Conor Shanahan leads out. Jack Shanahan. Wow.
Jack Shanahan's in there. Jack has never been defeated by his younger brother, and he's not going to start tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, Jack Shanahan almost takes the front bumper off a transition, makes a dive onto the wall, but Conor stays cool, calm and collected as he rubs the front bumper on the transition on the front wall.
Look at Jack Shanahan. He's right there on Conor's back bumper. The flames fire into the night sky. Here in Poland, there's 2 Irish kids from the same household. Oh, and Jack Shanahan shuts down.
Oh, a door
What
opens
has
from
happened
Jack.
there? Jack Shanahan shuts down as Conor Shanahan stays in the fight. Can you believe it? The heartbreak. He was right there, Ian. He had that one to the wire.
That was just, oh, wow. Conor Shanahan takes it over the line. We could just see Jack Shanahan rolling off track. Look at the aggression from Jack Shanahan. Something must have happened as they come out of the bus stop. I know Conor Shanahan threw on quite a lot of angle, and Jack had to make a few steering adjustments to make his way round. So,
but watch the transition from Jack Shanahan. It's
so
absolutely
much trust.
incredible.
Look at this from Conor.
Oh, running the front bumper off the wall. And it looks like Jack Shanahan is waving to the crowd. I'm not sure if it's a car issue.
So look at this. Conor throws on big angle, comes out of there. Jack pedals the car, but shuts it down.
Yeah, that could be a half shaft there.
Yeah.
That could be something to do with the drivetrain. He put the foot down and no power whatsoever. And I'm wondering, is that an issue? That's definitely an issue with Jack Shanahan's car. He's rolled off the course. And you know what? If you've come all this way, if you've traveled all this way, there's only one way Jack Shanahan could go out tonight and not be that disappointed. And that's seeing his little kid brother sit on the line, shaking his head, saying, that was us. That was us. Look at Conor. He's devastated.
14 years old, Dave. 14 years old. This young lad from Ireland has come halfway across the world. And this is just insanity.
And he goes up against his brother, and I think they both would have said before the battle, this is our chance as a family to show
the world
what our mom and dad have put on the line for us, what they've provided us, what they've given us that opportunity. And Conor said we could have done special things tonight by being in the highlight reels. And Conor devastated that his brother cannot make it back to the line. He is not happy, and he's going to go to the top 4 of the highest ranked league in Europe right now, and he's disappointed.
Yeah, listen, the clock strikes 20 seconds to go for Jack Shanahan to get on the line. If he can't make it, he will forfeit the run, and he will, Dave, handed the win to Conor Shanahan.
We can see it here as they come into that roundabout. I think it's you kick at a clutch from Jack Shanahan. You see his wheels, no smoke, then he goes back on throttle. And I think that's when something gives on the differential, something gives on the car. Watch this. Jack Shanahan on the handbrake. He's off throttle. And you can see him here.
Oh, only one wheel was spinning.
Only one wheel spinning, and then all of a sudden kicks the clutch. Watch. Here, kicks it, and then automatically just shuts the car down. So I'm not too sure exactly what happened there. Conor waits for the clock has ticked down on Jack Shanahan, meaning that it will be official. I think as far as we can tell here, Ian, that Conor Shanahan will go through. Look, he's devastated. I mean, the kid has just made it to the top 4, the toughest competition in European history, and he's disappointed, but it's the way he's done it. He's taken on his brother and lost without a fair fight. Results coming in to make it official.
Yeah. And all of our judges making it official, sliding it right for Conor Shanahan, and Conor Shanahan gets the win and advances through to the top 4.
So we know we'll have a Norwegian against a
Polish man.
And we have a Polish man, an Irish man, and we may have an Irish or Polish final contender because we got to go back to the grudge match between Paweł Trela and James Dean.
Yeah, I mean, listen, these two guys pushed 110% as Conor Shanahan makes his way off track. Local guys here at Płock giving him a round of applause as he leaves, and Conor Shanahan's going to be gutted. But Dave, listen, James Dean is going to have gone back from that battle with Paweł Trela and said, I need to really work this one out.
I mean, look, he took the machine to a one more time. Now, you might say that's great going, but what it does in the mindset of Paweł Trela is saying, I took the machine to a one more time. This guy is unbeatable.
Yeah.
And I've got there with him. So right now, James Dean probably feeling a little bit of distress, saying, well, I'm not putting anyone away handy here. And Paweł Trela lines up in that mean-looking Opel GT saying, well, if this is my night, here in this special venue to beat this unstoppable machine, well, I've got to even go further. I said it before, he's got to put it all on the line. He's got to take all the risks. He's got to take all that safety net away and say, this is as good as I've ever driven a lap in my life, has got to be in the next minute and a half, because the chase run is what it's all about here. Dean's going to give him that confidence in the lead to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, James Dean's not going to play games. It's going to be a clean 100-point lead run from James Dean. You can count on that. Trela now has to put all his trust in James Dean and glue that little local GT to the door. 2JZ versus 2JZ. Ireland versus Poland. What's it going to be as they fire it into that first out zone, and Trela does it again. Trela gets close and personal, almost overtakes James Dean, but a very shallow angle and low from the wall is Trela.
Yeah, losing a lot of angle to stay in the fight, but now he's starting to bring it back to the rear corner of James Dean's car. Look how Trela skates along those walls. Keep it in the fight. James Dean now on an exterior line that the judges want to see. Trela now dives into the hairpin and puts that front wheel right on James Dean's rear corner. He's still in the fight here, Ian.
Yeah, he's still in the fight right now as Trela starts to pull on James Dean. They transition into the last slow section before they start to build up all the speed. And look at that, Trela on the inside of the track makes a massive mistake, but makes a huge dive into the last outer zone as Dean gets on the wall, banging the rev limiter, and Paweł Trela rides the door.
What an incredible attempt from Paweł Trela. And James Dean is under pressure once again. Trela making some errors though in the chase. Ian, he's cutting the corner here on the first corner. Goes on the inside of the track. Look, locking up those wheels. Not where he wants to be. Has to almost come to a stop to allow Dean to get around that corner. And this is where look at that very little angle there. Almost straightening up. Stays in the fight though. And back on the corner again. But he's making some errors. Look how close he comes to the wall here. Oh, just about gets away with it.
Yeah, very, very good driving from both these guys as Dean fires it in on a nice wide line. Trela doesn't really take the opportunity to get on the door there, just opts to go a little bit offline ever so slightly to keep the pace.
I mean, for me, I think this is what it's all about. Trela putting it all on the line, doing everything he possibly can to stay in this battle. Now they roll back to that start line, and James Dean and Paweł Trela are both taking a moment to check damage on the car. Dean looks like he's good to go. Trela looks like he's good to go. They return back to the line, the clock ticking down 1 minute to get back to that start line. Both guys had time to reflect and say, I mean, James Dean has had it hard as I've ever seen him have it in any competition tonight. You can see by the damage on his car, he is not having his own way. He's had almost a very tight call with Bartosz Stolarski. He's now going one more time with Paweł Trela in the top 8. It's time for Dean to step up. It's time, you know, if you're going to stand there and be... I mean, James is a very humble guy. James would never proclaim himself to be the best in the world, but everyone would assume he is. Everyone has those credentials, those achievements, and said, this is the pound for pound best in the world. Well, you got to go show it right now.
Exactly, you got to put it all on the line, Dave. And right now, James Dean is to chase down Paweł Trela for a spot in top 4, the last spot. And look at James Dean, aggression, not giving Paweł Trela an inch as they fire it in. Paweł Trela on a wide line as Dean all over the side of Paweł Trela. Paweł Trela starts to pull away from James Dean, though Dean gives him some room for manoeuvre as Dean now makes the attack again. Trella.
He's losing proximity though, not getting as close as he would have liked as he now tries to glide that S14 onto the quarter panel of Trella's car, and Trella looks so fast around here.
Yeah, Pavel Trella looks like he's got the pace that's needed as James Dean starts to pull some ground back that's been lost from Trella. They transition again. Now start to pick up the pace. This is where Trella drives away, but can Dean hold him down? He can. Big dive from Dean as he gets on the door of Pavel Trella's Opel GT. They're door on door as they come over the line, and Dean almost off circuit.
Yeah, it looks like Dean being a little bit more cautious and not making contact this time with Pavel Trella's car. I don't know, like Trella's lead run, not sensational. I mean, he's not perfect, but Dean, again, you know, he has a very strong starting run, but look at Trella's car go.
Yeah, Trella is absolutely flying, and look at the pace. Dean gets it back, keeps a very safe distance this time. No mistakes from Dean in chase position. Trella on a very good lead line. Has to be noted, gets into these nice outer zones very early, stays in them and rides it out.
Yeah, so most of the crowd absolutely pumped for this one, making a lot of noise. And James Dean exits the car, waves to his fans, and gets a huge round of applause. And they love him here in Poland. He's, of course, being watched right across Poland as he joins his teammate Peter Wiańczek in the Formula Drift Championship. And, of course, a partnership now official between the Drift Masters European Championship and Formula Drift Championship. So we might see a lot more of this in the future. Pavel Trella, James Dean. I mean, it's got to be exhausting at this stage. These guys are almost 13 hours at this circuit, and now it's when it counts to stay in the game. And look at James Dean, exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. He looks tired. He looks like he's been absolutely at it, and he has. He's been pushed to the limit right now. Can Pavel Trella take him down? Judges wanted to see a replay of this one, a side-by-side.
Yeah, James Dean definitely having the proximity on initiation, and then Trella starts to get it, but he's getting it by shortcutting the track a little bit there. But it's from this point on that things get interesting. Dean starts to drop off, and Trella starts to make a little bit more of a dive into it. Dean transitioning out there, and you can see Trella just running to the outside of the line.
Yeah, and you know what, James Dean on a very good line, but like you say, Pavel Trella with a little bit more proximity.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like, look at this, watch this. Dean just cannot get back into the fight from around him at this point on. Trella just looking very strong. His car's got a lot of grip. It's very light, as you mentioned. It's just, you know, in and around 900
kilos, yeah.
So, you know, his line not perfect in the chase either. I think this is one the judges are going to have to dissect. Perform a little bit of surgery on this one, because there's a lot of errors and a lot of, you know, really good points in this one. I'm not too sure which way it's going to go.
So, judges still talking about this one, Dave. Can't come to a decision just yet. This one, a very hard...
So, right now, we got a moment. We want to do something that... We're breaking records here tonight with attendances. We're breaking records with the amount of drivers we got. Tonight, we're going to try and break records with you guys online, okay? We're going to try and break the record for the most amount of online live stream views ever for a drift event. And that means that every single one of you who are watching right now is going to have to hit the share button at the bottom of your screen and put it on your social media page. If you can do that, we may be able to put European drifting on a worldwide scale. That is all we're asking. We're trying to put our heart and soul into this to make it the best event that we've ever made. We're trying to make this the biggest championship we've ever made. We just need one tiny bit of help from you, which is to hit that share button and get it out there to the rest of the world. We appreciate every single one of you from around the world for watching. And we wait for the scores to come in for our last Final Four position before we go to the finals. James Dean, Pavel Trella, who is going to take it home? Ian, I'm just emotionally, it's like a roller coaster today.
Listen, I haven't seen driving like this on any platform, Dave. These guys have gone door to door in top 32, top 16, top 8. And you know what? It's going to keep going. We've got top 4 to go yet, and then our finals. These guys not giving each other an inch as we wait a decision from our judges. Judges just absolutely struggling to make a decision on this one. And James Dean and Pavel Trella await the decision.
Yeah. If you shared our live stream on your social media channel, just type into the comments below. Let us know that you've shared it. We might even give you a shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
You never know.
Ian, I'm looking forward to this top four more than I've ever looked forward to a top four in any drift event. I mean, we are going to see something special before we leave here tonight. I feel we're going to have one of those moments that we remember for years.
Yeah, it's going to be a hair-raising moment, and you know what? We've had goosebumps pretty much all the way through the night, but when we see that final battle in front of us, Dave, and see the winner take home the first trophy, the first place trophy of round one, it's going to be a moment that no one's going to forget.
Yeah, and you can see both drivers having a discussion about the battle. Judges definitely having a long discussion about this one. Oh, which way is it going to go? I would hate to guess.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and we can't move on until we get this decision. So, our judges...
It's a big call, Ian. It's a big call. It's for the top four. Remember, if you win this one, you get 2 shots at the podium, because you can win the next, go to the final, and lose the next, and go to the third and fourth. So you can see Trella indicating to his fans that they're talking this one over. The Polish crowd here in attendance, a little unnerved.
Yeah.
And remember, they've watched James Dean come here and be so dominant, but they're Polish fans, and it is a Polish driver.
Yeah, literally. And listen, it's a big decision. If they lose Paweł Trela right now, that means they've only one Polishman, one shot at getting on the podium. Other than that, it's 2 Irishmen.
Yeah. And right now you can see
the
discussions going on there between all of our judges. They're taking this one extremely serious. If you're at home, let us know. Who do you think's won it, Dean or Trella? Let us know, Dean or Trella. Write Dean or Trella in the comments below. Let us know which way you would go if it was your decision.
A lot of you guys watching and sharing. That's absolutely unbelievable. Me and Dave feeling the love. See you guys smashing that like button.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who's sharing this out. We've only got another few battles to go. In fact, we are going on to the top four after this decision, and as the 2 guys stand nervously on the track and await the decision, let's see which way it goes. The 6-round championship. If you enjoyed what you've seen tonight, and I'm sure if you're a drift fan you have, we are back 2 weeks from now in Hungary for round 2. From there, well, we go all across Europe and we finish it in Mondello Park in Ireland in September. But
so it looks wow.
Okay, so we're just hearing some words from our technical director at the event. So obviously this is a one more time. So at the moment it's going to be, it cannot be another one more time. So there cannot be another one more time. We have to have a decision one way or another. So Paweł Trela against James Dean right now has to be a result, has to go one way or the other. And David goes for a one more time. Kevin goes for Paweł Trela. And Kieran goes for a one more time. Now here's what happens here. Because it cannot go to another one more time, James Dean gets the win as the higher qualifier. Well, drama upon drama.
Dave, I've never seen anything quite like it in my whole entire life. So, look at that, Dave. James Dean is asking Paweł Trela right now how he got the win. He's shocked. He shakes Paweł Trela's hand. What an unbelievable thing. Dave, we need to talk to our judges about that decision.
Well,
right
no,
now.
we don't, because to be honest, we don't have to talk to them because they've called for a one more time majority, which means they're actually irrelevant right now because they've called a one more time, meaning they cannot go another one more time. So essentially they didn't make the call, meaning that it will go to a... So there you go. So right now James Dean will go through to the final 4. You can see how confused he was. Oh, sorry, Kieran, I'll let you jump in.
Yeah, just we would like to talk. Look, this is... The obvious call was Trela, when you looked at the aggression from Trela, okay? But as judges, we need to look at the technical aspects and of what we said in briefing. Trela has proximity. He dives on the first corner. He gets on James's door, but he's way offline when he does it. Okay, so that's the first. He's on the inside track, almost passes him out on the inside of the track, and where we like to see aggression, it needs to be done, you know, on the line to a point. And he's aggressive for a lot of the track. But he's making lots of errors. So there's aggression, but there's errors. James is doing exactly what we told the drivers to do. Put in a 100-point qualifying run. And he makes it so easy for Trela to be able to stay on his door. And we can't ignore that fact. The other point is, Trella in the lead position, even though James doesn't get proximity, he's close enough to hold on to just about a 5-5 on that one, okay, on the run. So the aggression that Trella has, you know, whereas we rewarded it, we can't give him an advantage for the aggression when it's so far offline. So it ended up being a 5-5 on both runs. And unfortunately, we don't have the choice to go a third one more time. And it's a bit, you know, it's upsetting from that point of view, from us, even from the judges, because we would really like to have seen him go again, but the rules won't allow us. And we don't think there was enough there to be able to declare a winner one way or the other. Kevin has a slightly different view, and I think he should be given the chance to talk if he wants.
Look, I was splitting hairs between them. I kind of wanted to come up with a decision rather than leaving it go to the qualifying result. But I just looking at it, Trella just had more aggression, and that aggression, even though he had slight mistakes, was enough to pip it for me. On James's chase, he just didn't have proximity pretty much for the entire track. Except for making a couple of dives, especially on the last corner, but he just didn't have the pace to match Trella, and it was just barely enough for Trella to take this slight advantage from me.
So there you go. So judges not able to give the final call on one way or the other. One more time called, therefore another one more time not allowed in the rules due to time constraints here, and therefore James Dean taking the win as the higher qualifier. Right now, though, we are looking at a man that is into the top four. It's the youngster, 14-year-old Conor Shannon. He's in the pits now. Let's see what he's thinking ahead of the biggest moments of his career.
Conor Shanahan through to the final four, but perhaps not the way you would have wanted to take down older brother Jack. Can you tell us what happened in that battle?
Yeah, so Jack broke a dry shaft, which I'm very disappointed about. You know, I wanted to battle him good, and we wanted to get it fair. You know, I wouldn't be here without Jack. I have massive respect for him. You know, the work he does for the cars, through events and outside events, is insane. And you know, I'd be lost without him, and I'm sure we wouldn't have the truck here if it wasn't for him. You know, we'll battle again someday, and now it's my job to fly the Shanahan flag high, and yeah, hopefully we can advance on to the final after the top four and see what happens there.
Well, that's one back for you, but you're going up against Tor Arnkavia, who is really on form here. He's taken down some big names already. You must be feeling confident, though, because you have just been on it all weekend. How are you feeling going into that battle?
Yeah, definitely. I've watched some of his runs, and man, he's driving like an animal. You know, it's just not going to be easy. You know, you're going to have to push 110%, and we'll see what happens. But for sure, it's not going to be easy. You know, we're going to be under pressure, of course. Well,
2 shots at the podium from here, Conor. We're wishing you the very best, flying the Irish flag and, of course, the Shanahan flag. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Eddie. And we're there with Conor Shannon. He's into the final four. We have 4 drivers remaining, and now it is time for that final four. Ian, it's been an exhausting, emotional, exciting roller coaster here at the very first round of the 2018 Drift Masters European Championship. We are now moving on to the final four. I cannot wait to see what happens.
I mean, I don't even have words left. You've just used them all right now. I'm exhausted. I'm still excited. The adrenaline is pumping, and I am ready to see some more battles. I mean, this is just insanity. I keep saying that word because it is. These guys are pushing each other around this track,
and it's not
door on door on a concrete wall, and that track is literally as wide as a drift car.
Exactly, and it's not just about what happens on track, it's about everything. It's about the pressure, it's about standing there in that hot pit for so long, watching, you know, your fellow competitors come back with mechanical failures. You know, we've had guys lose battles not through their own fault. We've had judging decisions, we've had one more times, it's had it all. And that's what you expect from this level of competition. You expect the drama, you expect the battles, you expect the controversy, you expect it all, because that's what this sport is all about. Pure, unbridled entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, I mean...
I was just about to say, we've got a few moments remaining. If you want to join us for the rest of this incredible journey, check out the entire season ahead of us right now. So there you have it. An incredible season awaits us in the Drift Masters European Championship. It's just been, I mean, this is just round one in. This feels like a one-off, incredible event that's never going to happen again, but this is round 1 of 6.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's just, where do you go from this? We've built it up so much, and this round has been everything that everybody expected. You guys online, the views have just gone absolutely through the roof. The sold-out grandstands have gone insane. I mean, where do we go from there?
Do you know
are you guys going to back us up at Hungary? Are you going to come in far more people, harder? Of course you are.
Very rare in life, and I'm being philosophical here, does the expectation match the anticipation?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, does the reality match the expectation? And there was so much talk about this coming in here going that will it work, and will Europe be able to stand on its own 2 feet and give a championship to the world that sort of justifies the talent and justifies the hype and justifies these guys.
Yeah.
And also showcases them to the rest of the world in the right way. And then you've got the talk, which is obviously, do you give them a track like this that's so difficult to look good on, so difficult to be exceptional? And we've seen James Dean tonight struggle because this track is so unnatural. It's so difficult. It is a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And is that the direction you go? Or do we give them an easy track with something that everyone looks super good on? We chose the former because we said, hey, if they're good enough, if they believe enough in their own talent and what we have to do, we got to give the world something that they've never seen before. And that tonight has been totally the way we've gone about it.
Yeah.
We're standing here in a football stadium, and we have an amazing crowd. Backdrop, strobes, lights, flames, fires, cheerleaders. And the drivers have stepped up to the plate. And that's the only thing that you can't plan.
Yeah.
You can't plan for the driving and the weather. So we got the weather and we got the driving. And that is an incredible thing. To start off this new era, this positive new era for drifting, a sport that often isn't taken seriously. Well, I think if you've had friends or family at home who have not believed in your hobby or your passion in this crazy sport, show them the TV right now. Show them a football stadium in Poland where we just shut the place down and brought the best of Europe there. And there's nobody who can watch this right now and not say this is one of the most dramatic and entertaining motorsports in the entire world. I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud my team are a part of it. This has been the accumulation of 5 years of work for our team and the joining forces with the guys from Drift Masters. We've had a very special bond from the start. And I think that bond is going to grow and grow. And we said this weekend, this was just a tester.
Yeah, I mean, we come into this saying we don't know what's going to happen. We knew how we was going to work. We knew how the championship worked. But to get it this good on the first go is unbelievable. And you know what? Everyone's backed us up. We've pushed it. And you, like you say, Dave, you built this platform and everybody has stood on it and raised the bar again.
Absolutely, and again, we will iron this thing out. We will get all of those things pumped up even more for the next round.
Yeah.
We want to keep adding more attractions, more drivers, more insane events. And if I told you this isn't even the biggest stadium we're shutting down this year, that's incredible in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, like you say, this is the smallest stadium we're going to use. The next one that we will be using in Poland will be Turyn, and it's huge.
Yeah, and I'm just going to let you guys know why there's a delay right now. Obviously, we're getting ready for the top 4 with David Karkoszek and, if I'm not mistaken, James Dean. But David Karkoszek cannot get back up up to the start line because there's so many people crowding his pit area right now. He's having to be escorted through that crowd of people.
Wow.
I mean, that is
that's where we're at. That's how many people are at. So it's just unbelievable.
And we just heard another story there that David Karkoszek's car is cutting out, and there is a mapper with his laptop plugged in trying to map the car on the way to the track from the pit area, as in rolling along trying to type in to that laptop. What is happening, Ian?
I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what is happening anymore. All I know is David Karkoszek right now has got to battle James Dean, an on-form James Dean, for a place in the final. David Karkoszek right now has got a guy mapping his car through the grid. It just lost for words.
Yeah, and of course all the guys in the grandstands just getting a little break, get a little breather, get a little bit of food and a little bit more beer or water to just get ready and strapped in for this top 4 here at Drift Masters European Championship. Here we have it. David Karkoshik gets back onto the track, but how 100% is that car in? I'm not too sure.
I mean, yeah, we don't know. We're not going to know. The graphic is up. There it is. James Dean to take on David Karkoshik for a place in the final. James Dean, the machine, almost taken down by Pavel Trela. Can David Karkoshik stop the Irishman dead in his tracks and put a foot on the podium? Well, there's only one way to find out, Dave.
Yeah, he's got a chance now to go up against his ex-teammate from last year. These guys both flying the Budmat flag last year. Now James Dean flying the Worthouse flag and taking that all the way to the United States in Formula Drift with Falcon Tires. David Karkoshik now back as an independent, back as a privateer. He said, you know what? He's coming out here for blood. And James Dean, lights just going off on the car there. I'm not too sure if he's having issues, but maybe he's just turned off the lights just to not blind someone. But David Karkoshik lining up to the start line. It's for a spot in the final, Ian.
Yeah, this is it, Dave. Top 4 is about to get underway. If you guys are loving it on the live stream, smash that like button, hit the share button. We want to see if you're there. We want to see if you're still awake back at home in England and Ireland.
Yes, and here we go. It is the top 4 battle, Karkoshik and James Dean. They've battled so many times, and I'm going to tell you, they have taken wins either way. These guys have beaten each other in Poland quite a number of times, more evenly split than you would imagine, Ian. And right now, can Karkoshik in the chase position take on James Dean, take down the machine? Well, we're about to find out. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go as Karkoshik chases Dean. And look at that, whoa, straight line initiation from Karkoshik. He gets on the door, but it's a big error on initiation as Dean fires that Workhouse Falcon Tire S14 down onto the wall. Big flame out the exhaust. Karkoshik leaving Dean with some room there.
And look at this transition from James Dean smashing the wall with the rear end of the car as Karkoshik makes a big dive into the roundabout, almost makes contact, just dips that front brake. And Karkoshik's hungry for this one. Look at this!
Karkoshik rubbing the back of James Dean's car in transition. Phenomenal chase driving from Karkoshik as he makes another dive to get on the door. He can't let James Dean get away. One more transition to go before they dive onto the wall. James Dean stands on the accelerator and Karkoshik is right with him as they go to the wall and across the line. James Dean and David Karkoshik.
You know what? That's everything Karkoshik had to do. He put that car exactly where it needed to be, and that was on the door of James the Machine Dean. Look at this. Just controls it on the front brake, and he's right there, Ian. He has absolutely incredible proximity throughout the run. James Dean is up against it once again. He's not gotten an easy road tonight.
No, he's not got it easy at all, Dave. This has been hard work for James Dean, and if he wants to get on that podium, these guys are making him work for it right now. As you can see, David Karkoshik pushing James Dean around that roundabout. James Dean, though, Dave, in that lead position looks unbelievable.
He does, but then again, look at the proximity from Karkoshik, and we've all seen it today. Karkoshik's car is rapid on this track.
Very, very fast indeed. Has the grip. James Dean starts to pull away now as he dives onto that last outer zone. But Karkoshik's right with him. Squeeze the accelerator and just keeps a nice, safe distance away from Dean as Dean takes it across the line.
Yeah, and of course, guys, we are down to the final 4. We want you to hit that like button, hit that share button. Let's get it out across the world. The finals are here at round 1 of the Drift Masters European Championship. Karkoshik fires by the start line. He's having heating issues. He knows he can get another lap in here before the clock ticks away. Remember, they have 2 minutes after each run to get back to the start line. No 5-minute rules. James Dean pulling into the pits a little bit there to make some adjustments to that car. He's back to the start line now, and Karkoshik will join him within a matter of seconds. And James Dean, well, he's had an exhausting time here in Poland today. If he wants to win this one, if he wants to win the first round of the Drift Masters European Championship, well, he's got to go through one of the best in the business, David Karkoshik.
He certainly has, Dave, as Karkoshik now makes his way to the line. James Dean sits there eagerly awaiting to find out if he has got what it takes.
And everyone ups their game against James Dean. That's the case, but now Karkoshik is in that lead position. A big wave over from these two ex-teammates, but it's all enemies, no friends on the track right now as they come through the gears one more time and throw it into that first car. Look at Dean!
James Dean almost pushing Karkoshik as Karkoshik gets on a nice wide line, and look at this from Dean. Dean on the side of that pink S15, crowd applauding James Dean. Karkoshik rubbing the back bumper along the wall. What's left of those quarter panels as Dean slows down massively. Nice transition from Dean. As they come into the roundabout, Dean now puts that car absolutely on the door of Karkoshik's S15.
And look at Karkoshik knocking the cones with the rear end of the car. James Dean transitions and he's back there, but again when he's losing a little bit of proximity, look at the pace of Karkoshik. Look at the pace of him across the middle of the circuit. Dean's got to throw it all to the door of Karkoshik's car as they come around the corner, door to door and wheel to wheel. That is how it's done.
Speechless, Dave. Absolutely speechless.
James Dean must have done more fronts than anybody else tonight, and he's still inch perfect in that chase position.
This guy just doesn't seem to be able to put a foot wrong at the moment as he awaits Karkoshik to return to the finish line. Karkoshik taking a cool-down run. Like you say, Dave, that car's suffering heat problems tonight, and still very, very warm here at Płock in Poland.
Yeah, a lot of humidity, Ian, and we've been feeling it all day.
Yeah, we're melting up here, Dave.
We are.
So, judges wanted to see a side-by-side comparison on a replay. Wanted to see the split between chase and lead as both those guys head out of the car and a wave to the crowd from David Karkoshik. High fives all round and a big cuddle. Those guys, good friends.
Yeah, and if you think James Dean's won it, let us know online. If you think David Karkoshik's won it, type it in online. Let us know which way you guys are going as the judges deliberate over this one.
So, as you can see, the double replay on your screen for you guys watching at home. The guys in attendance having a look at the big screens and look at the proximity from Dean is just unbelievable.
Yeah, but look at this, Karkoshik getting a little bit on this dive, a little bit more proximity, so it's starting to balance back in his favour there.
It's on the roundabout is where James Dean starts to make a few errors and doesn't get that proximity like Karkoshik has.
Karkoshik got a lot of proximity there, both guys pretty even as they come out, but then James Dean starts to fall back a little bit as Karkoshik is right there.
Yeah, very, very good from Karkoshik. Karkoshik, though, missing the outer zone, so judges wonder if he's shortcutting the circuit ever so slightly. Dean gets nice and close to the door. It looks like Dean's got a little bit more proximity on that last outer zone than what Karkoshik had.
So they're all shouting David Karkoshik from the crowd, but will the judges see it the same way? James Dean and Karkoshik, good friends
very
behind the scenes. And David Karkoshik, bit of a party animal. Ian?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, if they say, I've partied with David Karkoshik and I live to tell the tale, those are t-shirts, you can buy them from David Karkoshik's been result looks like it's in. And which way is it going to go? Slide him left for David Karkoshik, right for James Dean. Which way is it going to? Kieran goes one more time. Kevin goes. James Dean, and one more time again called. One more time called between David Karkoshik and James Dean. Will anyone be able to beat James Dean? They're getting so close. It means we're moving on to the next battle. We're going to go back to our judges though, guys. No separating them again.
Yeah, that was an extremely tight battle. Both lead runs, absolute mirror image of each other. Both absolutely fantastic on the lead line. Really comes down to the chase runs of both drivers. David had good proximity, but in my opinion, he was a little bit shallow on angle to maintain that proximity, and he also was a little bit shallow on the qualifying line to maintain that proximity with James. However, when you switch him around, then James had pretty much the exact same proximity for me, but he was better at maintaining that qualifying line, and also he had better chase angle as well overall throughout the run. So it was enough for me to give James a slight advantage overall, but the other two judges then not feeling that was enough of an advantage.
So there you have it. One more time is the call. Karkoshik and Dean will go back at it again, but now Norway versus Ireland. Toran and Kavia, Connor Shannon, two of the standout stars of this event. Ian, anything could happen next.
I don't even know what else can possibly happen, but right now we have Norway's finest, Dave. This guy is flying the flag for Norway right now. Torane Kavia takes on the 14-year-old superstar Connor Shanahan. These guys are going to go 110%. Has Shanahan got what it takes to be in a European final? Well, we're about to find out. Or could Torane Kavia take him down? V8 versus 2JZ. They are door to door right now, and Shanahan is on a nice deep line.
Look at Kavia though, he's right there with Shanahan. He's going to have to try and make the move here, and he does. Big lunge forward to the rear quarter of Shanahan's car. Shanahan rubs that inside clipping zone on the wall, but look at Kavia, he's right there and controlled. He's looking like he is well in control of this one.
Yeah, Kavia looks like a robot right now inside that S13 as Kavia starts to stick it on the door again of Conor Shanahan's S13. Starting to pull it back in again, a little bit of ground gain by Conor Shanahan, but a dive from Kavia. As Shanahan stands on the accelerator, Kavia losing some ground. He's going to need to make a big dive on this outer zone. Can Kavia put it wheel to wheel with Conor Shanahan as they go all the way into that final zone?
Impressive stuff from both drivers. I mean, that is incredible. Kavia's chase run there, that is just what I would call a textbook chase run. He doesn't make any errors. He's on the line. He actually stays wide with Shanahan throughout the course. Judges are going to like that. Not cutting the course to make up ground a lot of the way through. See that? Jumps into these corners but stays pretty wide, and then, as I said, follows Shanahan's line throughout the course. Incredible stuff. If you don't know, now you know. Tor Arne Kavia, this guy's going to be a superstar.
This guy is definitely going to be a superstar, and he's definitely making his name right now in Drift Masters European Championship 2018. These guys are going for a quick cool-down lap. They have 1 minute 19 to get back to the line.
Yeah, and Conor Shanahan looks like he had a lot of pace in that run. He really just got on the throttle early and kept moving. Incredible stuff.
I mean, Conor Shanahan looking strong right now. But Torane Kavia's car gets the pace when it needs it. Seems like when he's in that lead position, he stands on the accelerator and he can just disappear. But can he disappear for Conor Shanahan? Well, Shanahan pulls to the line.
Now it's time to ask the question. Can you go to the final of the highest level in European drifting at 14 years of age? Kavia puts in a very, almost a brilliant chase run. Conor Shanahan now has to be sensational.
Yeah.
He has to be better than he's ever been before. Let's see what the kid's got.
Yeah, let's see what Shanahan got as Kavia fires it in. Shanahan on the door though, Dave. Absolutely all over the side of Kavia's S13. Perfect transition from Shanahan, and he has got the proximity as he almost
Look at this!
Conor Shanahan.
Oh, what a transition from Conor Shanahan as they take it in. Look at this, Shanahan not letting him get away. More than 3-4 feet throughout the course. He's overly aggressive. Can he hold it? It's on the edge.
Yeah, Conor Shanahan now forcing Torane Kavia to make rash decisions as he dives back on the door. Conor Shanahan gets in the mix. Look at this, almost no room to put Shanahan straight, Dave.
He
Massive error for Shanahan.
Oh, and Kavia straight. Kavia shuts down. Kavia shuts down. Kavia shuts down.
Wow.
I don't believe it.
What has happened? Judges going straight to a replay of this one.
What a chase run from Conor Shanahan. That is so on the ragged edge, Ian. It's not even funny.
It's just, look at this. Incredible from Conor Shanahan. All over the side. Shallow angle there to make a nice easy dive. Good transition from Shanahan as they transition down into the outer zone. Wheel to wheel. Conor Shanahan's front wheel rubs Torane Kavia's front wheel. That is incredible stuff from Conor Shanahan.
Right now on track, Tor Arne Kavia, Conor Shanahan getting the ovation from the crowd, and they have just made international superstars of themselves here tonight.
Yeah, so what has happened? Conor Shanahan seemed to shut down first. Look at this. Kavia fires the car into that final outer zone. Perfect line. Shanahan,
no,
look.
Kavia slows. I think Kavia might have slowed. And then he tries to initiate again, no power. I think Kavia slowed. I'm not sure, but it looked like he had no power to come out of the corner. Conor might have got stuck a little bit behind.
Well,
I mean, I'm not a judge.
I'm not a judge, and I'm glad I'm not right now.
And there's an eerie silence here because a lot of people just whispering one way or the other. Who thinks Kavia's got it? Some people think, well, I mean, Kavia shuts down, but did Shanahan shut down first? But was Shanahan shut down because of Kavia? It looked to me like he's slow. There was no smoke from the tires. And obviously on this track, there's not much room other than to straighten if the driver in front doesn't keep that momentum. Very hard to know, and again,
So judges going back to the replay again, looking for the latter half of the run where the mistake happened. Look at this. Keep eyes on Conor Shanahan.
There's a hop, there's a drive shaft. It's a drive shaft from Kvyat. Something happens. You can see the rear end of the car starts to hop up and down. I'm wondering, has he done what Jack Shannon did and broke a drive shaft? If he did, Conor Shanahan had no momentum to get out of the corner.
Of course, yeah, and he had to back out of it.
I mean, that's where I'm at. I don't know, maybe Kvyat got out of the corner enough for the judges and then Shanahan shuts down, but I'm not too sure.
So we wait for our judges to make a decision on this one.
Yeah, both of these drivers anxiously wait to see if it's Norway or Ireland making it through to the... And this is for a shot, not only for the finals, for the final.
The final, Dave. The final of round one of the Drift
Could
Masters
a
European
14-year-old
Championship.
go into the final of the biggest event in European drift history? Or will Tor Arne Kvyat, hammer time,
take it to the final? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're about to find out. Judges.
Scandinavia and Ireland well represented here, and I just can't wait to see the next 5 rounds. What are these guys going to pull out of the bag?
I mean, listen, after this, these guys are going to go home, rework these cars, make them untouchable, and these guys are going to come back to Hungary in 2 weeks' time and bring on the fight of their lives.
But it matters that the results are in. It's for a spot in the final. At round 1 of the Drift Masters European Championship, will it be Kvyat? Will it be Shanahan? Nations hold their breath, and there you have it. Conor Shanahan gets the win and goes through to the final. We've got a 14-year-old kid in the final of the biggest event in European drift history. What the hell's going on, Ian? We got to go back to our judges, guys. Did you see it how we saw it?
Yeah, it does look like there that that there was an issue with the lead car. The Thor had an issue, and Conor just had to back out.
Yeah, so Kieran, you know...
That's...
Oh, sorry, Kieran.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with this bloody button tonight. Yeah, it just looks like Thor shut down in front of him. I think Conor had to back out of it. He tried to reinitiate and try and drift behind the commander driving straight. So 10-0, easy one for us.
There you go.
There you go. So Conor Shanahan goes into the final, 14 years of age, on the first round of the European. Oh, I mean, you couldn't write this stuff, Ian. If we wrote the script, you wouldn't even believe it.
I just don't even know. Well, listen, Dave, we need to find out who is going to join Conor Shanahan in that final battle.
Absolutely.
And we have a one more time battle to decide.
Yeah, James Dean, David Karkoshik going one more time. And also James Dean going one more time with Pavel Trela. So he's had the longest, hardest run to a final I think I've ever seen James Dean have.
Yeah, exactly. So we await to get those cars back on the grid and on the start line. We're just waiting for David Karkoshik's car and James Dean's car to make their way on circuit. So we are just waiting confirmation from our track staff to say that these guys are making their way back. And we can hear some tyres being warmed up, Dave. That can only mean one thing. That can only mean one thing. That means we have David Karkoshik making his way to the line. 800 horsepower, 2JZ S15 against
Here
James
we go.
Dean.
Here we go again. Karkoshik and Dean.
Yeah, this one, we've already seen these guys go door to door, wheel to wheel once. They're going to do it again, Dave, and only one of these guys can take a step into the final against Conor Shanahan.
So they warm the tires. The smoke bellows across the start line, and Karkoshik will join James Dean for another epic encounter. No splitting them whatsoever on the first run. What have you got to do now? Think about it, Ian. They've put it all on the line. They've gone all the way with everything that was in their bodies to get to this point. And James Dean's like, what have I got to do? Well, you've got to just risk it all. You've got to go out of the comfort zone. It's not about good chasing anymore. And they both know it now.
Yeah,
it's about trying something that you probably won't get away with.
Exactly. Listen, for me, I think James Dean just being a little bit too safe. He made a few mistakes before, being aggressive in that chase position. I think James Dean now just has to lay it on the line, stick it to the door of David Karkoshik as they come off the line.
But
Dave.
Karkoshik's going to be chasing first, Dean, and he's going to be trying to put it onto that back bumper straight away at Karkoshik. No prisoners taken.
No prisoners at all. He starts to dial it on and he gets
Look
nice
at
and
this.
close. Karkoshik, though, a little separation as they transition back. Now this is where Karkoshik's going to be looking to make the dive. Can he pull it off? He doesn't get in the zone, not like we wanted to see.
But he's so close, Ian. He's right there on the quarter panel. He's doing everything he can do. Into the roundabout they go, and James Dean filling that outer zone, but Karkoshik now starting to get into the groove. He's right there. There's inches between them as they transition.
Whoa, James Dean taking cones off the wall with that big Country Labs wing as they transition back. Karkoshik now pushes on the door. Karkoshik banging flames, peddling that 2JZ has 15 as he dives again. Pushes up, nice and close. Wobble from Karkoshik as Dean keeps the distance. Rides the wall and takes it across the line.
Incredible run again from David Karkoshik, putting the pressure on the current Formula Drift champion James Dean. It's almost, from my recollection right now, the most emotional, I would say exhausting, dramatic, exciting drift event I've ever had the pleasure of commentating on, and I am just absolutely on edge right now as all what we've been through this weekend, everything comes down to these last few moments, and it's just going to take one mistake.
Yeah, I mean, one wrong move, one wrong pull of the handbrake, and it's all over for one of these guys.
And you know what? It's almost perfect. Everything is almost perfect from both drivers. They're so on it now.
I'm just looking at it now, and you know what? For me, there's no errors. Like, there is no errors at all.
Karkoshik even on the wide line in the chase position, not even cutting track to get with James Dean.
Matches Dean's angle when Dean starts to pull that huge angle as well. It's just phenomenal. But we need to go again, and we need to see James Dean chase down David Karkoshik now, as Karkoshik goes for one more cool-down run. That car being put through his paces right now.
Yeah, for me, Ian, I mean, James Dean's thinking, right, okay, I haven't beaten anyone straight up tonight. I've had to go one more times. I barely went past Trella. Karkoshik's obviously radioed to James Dean was saying, Karkoshik's just nailed you, man, all the way around that track. He has been incredible, no errors. James Dean is now saying, right, well, I've been in these positions before. I've had to dig deep before.
Yeah.
I've had to do something that maybe might end up on YouTube tonight, doing a viral around the whole world. Because if he is to be the machine, if he is to be the best in the world, well, he's got a very good competitor beside him, someone he can trust, someone he knows he can go close to and have a consistent line. Well, hold your breath, take a deep sip of your whatever you've got in front of you, because it's about to go down here in Poland as James Dean has to do it even better than he's done it before. Look at this!
James Dean's come for business, Dave, as he gets on the door of Karkoshik now. This is it. Dean wants to drive the nail in the coffin as he pushes Karkoshik into the outer zone. Karkoshik seems to be escaping though, Dean. That pace in Karkoshik's car is unbelievable.
Yeah, Dean can't really force the issue here.
Oh, he starts to gain on him though, Dave, as they start to get in the outer zone and Karkoshik drops wheels. Karkoshik feeling the pressure from the Formula Drift champion as Karkoshik flicks the front onto the wall. Dean all over the side of Karkoshik's S15. He gets back on the door again.
What a dive from James Dean!
Look at James Dean on transition.
Oh!
Wow! James Dean!
I have never seen a chase run like this in my life. Amazing! Unbelievable! What was that, Ian? I've never.
The crowd are on their feet. They are cheering. This is crazy stuff right now. Look at James Dean.
Where do you go? Where are you going from here? That is just sensational. Loses a bit of proximity to start, and he says, right, he knows himself.
Listen, he gets to here, and he's like, Dave, he knows. He's like, win or lose. Win or lose right now, do or die. And look at this, bam, sticks it on the door, big transition. Pushes Karkoshik very, very wide. Pushes him all the way through the roundabout. And then this sensational piece of driving from James Dean as he gets nice and close on the door. And this transition says it all.
Look at that. Somebody just made the most accurate description of this event online right now. They said, is this real life?
You're asking me? I'm here right now in Płock in Poland, watching it live.
I have no more left to give, ladies and gentlemen. That is, this is the top 4. It's not even the final. It's for a spot in the final up against Conor Shanahan. And oh, here we go. A decision being made from the judges. Slide him left for Karkoshik, right for Dean. It's for a spot in the final, James Dean gets the win, and he had to work for it.
Yeah, that was incredible. Judges, we need to go to you. Is this real life?
I hope it's a dream anyway, to be honest, Dean. Okay, take it back to the first run. James's lead line, again, absolutely pitch perfect, no mistakes. David's chase was extremely close. He had very good proximity, but again, as I said, for the first run of this battle, he was extremely shallow on angle, and his line was off in parts as well. And also, he made a mistake coming into outer zone 7, where he actually slightly over-rotated and lost proximity. I ended up scoring that around a 5-5, maybe a very slight advantage to David, but it was very, very small. Switch him around then. David's lead run, I don't think was as good. I don't think he was as deep into the clipping points as James, and I definitely don't think he was fluid. And also, coming into outer zone 4, he also had a wheel drop. James did quite well on the chase, but it's really where, from the second half of this battle, that James really started to shine. He absolutely laid it onto David's door, had absolutely fantastic proximity, inch perfect really for the second half of the run, and for me it was enough to give James the win overall.
So that is the end of our final 4, Ian. Emotional as always, and now we move towards the last 2 battles of the weekend. They are for 3rd and 4th place on the podium, or 3rd on the podium rather, and 3rd and 4th, and the final, which will be James Dean going up against his protege, and Conor Shanahan going up against his mentor. Conor Shanahan has watched James Dean since he was around about 5 or 6 years of age, and he said himself, that is my hero. That is the person that I want to most be like in the world. Well, you know that phrase, never meet your heroes? Well, he's about to meet him in the biggest event of all time in Europe. That is coming up in a little while.
Yeah, but first of all, Dave, we have our final for the 3rd and 4th place. And that will be Torane Kavia to take on David Karkoshik.
Just to let you know, right, in geographical distance between the 3rd and 4th place drivers, Torane Kavia and David Karkoshik, there is 3,000 kilometers. Between the finalists, James Dean and Conor Shanahan, there is half a kilometer. That just sums up how random this is getting.
Yeah, this is just, very, very random indeed, and we need to get our final B underway.
So what we have in the final, we're going to go ahead and say it, is because we have David Karkoshik and Torane Kavia. If you're watching this and you've not been familiar with their driving, tonight you will be. Yeah. Karkoshik took James Dean to the ropes. James had that knockout punch in him, but it took him to the last minute of the 10th round to lay it on David Karkoshik, and he just about got away with that one. Conor Shanahan, unfortunately not battling his brother Jack Shanahan, going out early with mechanical failure, but he beat Torane Kavia again with mechanical failure, so he goes against James Dean. What a way. If you're going into the final, he's going to take away the fact that yes, he's my neighbor, yes, he's the guy that I admire, yes, he's my hero, but he's also, if it's business,
it's business.
It's business. And he is also the current Formula Drift champion. What's on the line at the end of this championship?
A Formula D scholarship, Dave.
And in your first ever event at 14 years of age, you go up against your hero and mentor, but the guy that is in Formula Drift, not only in it, but record breaking. Beat everyone by a country mile last year in Formula Drift, and now a young kid from a half mile down the road from him, or a quarter of a kilometer down the road from him, is about to take him to the final of the first round of the Drift Masters European Championship. Could there be a more incredible story for the first event?
I don't even know. You couldn't even write it, Dave. Like you say, you couldn't script this right now. And what amazes me more is Conor Shanahan has come into this with such force, such presence, that has he got the opportunity to win this championship, gain that Formula D scholarship, and then head to Formula D and battle James Dean?
It's possible. And right now,
2 guys that live nigh on next door to each other will go halfway around the world and battle in America.
And I mean, if you look at it right now, Conor Shanahan goes in here with nothing to lose. He goes in there saying, everyone expects James Dean to win this. I mean, there's no surprise there. So if I lose, I'm not really going to be mad at myself. I've come second. And Conor said if he qualified yesterday, he would be over the moon. He's now in the final against James Dean. he goes in there, I think, with a little less pressure than James. I think he goes in there with I could make a mistake and people will expect that. People will say, I'm not as experienced. I mean, Conor Shannon hasn't even won a professional event in his career yet.
No.
James Dean has won all the events ever in the history of professional events. He's won 5 European Championships. He's won 5 Irish Championships. He's won 1 Formula D Championship. He's a Guinness Book of World Records holder. He goes up against a 14-year-old kid that just goes back to school, you know? I mean, this is what the sport brings that no other motorsport brings. These stories, these emotional roller coasters where families now, neighbors, go up against each other in a country 3,000 kilometers away from home. It's incredible.
Yeah, it certainly is incredible, Dave. And as we await to get some cars on track, like me and Dave have been saying all night, if you guys are enjoying what is happening online, if you are loving the live feed, smash that like button right now. And let us know where you're from. If you're enjoying it, I mean,
if you're enjoying it, right, if you want to see Conor Shanahan and James Dean, okay, we'll do it this way. We're going to have a 3rd and 4th place in a few moments. Karkoshik is on his way back to the start line to take on Tor Arne Kavia. That is going to be a heavyweight battle. But here's what we're going to do. If you want to see James Dean win this event outright, hit the like button. If you want to see Conor Shanahan win it, press the heart emoji. So heart emoji for Conor Shanahan, like for James Dean. Let's see what the people at home want to do.
Oh, and look at this, Dave. We're going to get a shot down into the hot pits, and Conor Shanahan and James Dean just having a few words with each other.
You can see them walking over to each other there, getting ready for their battle. Look at that. You can see James Dean's mechanic saying, take him down. James Dean's own mechanic points at Conor Shanahan and says, give him a run, boy.
Yeah, incredible stuff right now, and incredible views and history being wrote as we see James Dean and Conor Shanahan together. And it looks like, for me, James Dean's a Conor Shanahan fan. Looks like he wants to get a selfie with the main man himself. And you guys are appreciating it. A mixed, oh look at that, a lot of hearts for Conor Shanahan.
Oh, the selfies around. Selfies around for Conor and James.
James Dean's a Conor Shanahan fan. How about that?
It's very, I guess, to kneel down. It's very hard to get in a selfie with James Dean. I was in a selfie once, just the top of my head.
Just the top of your head. That was it.
That was it.
Look at that, a lot of love for Conor Shanahan right now.
Look at that. And all that, Conor Shanahan's friend there, and James Dean's mechanic, having fun before they head out. Unbelievable story for these kids from one tiny little village in the south of Ireland that have come this far. Incredible. But right now, back to the track we go as 3rd spot on the podium now. Ian up for grabs. It's hammer time because Tor Arne Kavia is out there. Yeah. And David Karkoshik, well, if you can't beat James Dean with a run like he put in, Tor Arne Kavia is in for a serious awakening here because Karkoshik is on it. Yeah,
exactly. Final B is almost underway as we see Tor Arne Kavia pull up to the line, and David Karkoshik now making his way onto circuit. And like you say, Dave, Tor Arne Kavia right now has got a task on his hands. This guy, David Karkoshik, just took James Dean to a one more time. He pushed him all the way around the circuit and looked strong. But has he got what it takes to take a step on the podium right now?
You know what? There's no losers in this one, Ian. These guys have been incredible from start to finish this weekend. They've been sensational, and I really am feeling sorry for one of these guys who will not take home a trophy here.
Yeah, I mean, these guys...
I'm not sure. Maybe there's a 4th place trophy. I could be wrong, but I might even make one.
You make one.
I'm going
to
make one
in a minute.
Give it to whoever loses this one, because I have been entertained from start to finish. Loving the action here. What a special day. What a special event. Stands are still full on our side of the arena. People are chilled out, ready for some action. Ian, Karkoshik, or is it going to be Kavia? Call it. What do you think?
Kavia. For me, Kavia's my man.
I think it's Karkoshik. I was just about to say Karkoshik. You know, I love Tor Arne Kavia. Brings the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the Avengers. Love him. But Karkoshik, for me, has just put on sensational runs with James Dean. He's now coming in here flawless. That's where my money's at.
Listen, for me, Kavia, and I say Tor Arne Kavia to take it because this young guy has pushed 110%. He's in the chance to get a step on the podium, and he's going to want it right now. They're off the line. Who's going to take the last step on the podium? Tor Arne Kavia to lead in David Karkoshik as they fire it in. And look at the pace from Tor Arne Kavia, but Karkoshik starts to get on the door.
Look at this from Karkoshik.
Wow, look at the pace of Kazimierz though as he fires that car into the outer zone, Dave.
And Karkoshik now starting to reel him in. Heads for a third step on the podium, and Karkoshik toying with those exterior walls as Kazimierz. Look at the pace in that car.
Yeah, Kazimierz now stands on it. Karkoshik very shallow as they come round the roundabout. And Karkoshik not looking too handy right now as Torane Kazimierz looks dominant out front, stands on the accelerator, puts that tyre, that federal tyre grip down to the tarmac as David Karkoshik starts to make the dive on the door and push Torane Kazimierz across the line.
That is just incredible. These guys are, I mean, it's been a long day to get to this point. One mistake and you're out, but Karkoshik puts in a solid first half of the run chase. Falls off a little bit from there, Ian, but Kazimierz's car is up and gone.
Yeah, Kazimierz, look, this guy's been putting down the 100-point qualifying runs all day. But for me, Karkoshik makes a few mistakes. I'm not saying I'm not a Karkoshik fan, but look at this. They come into the roundabout, Karkoshik way offline, drops a wheel, has to make a dive back onto the door. Now again, Karkoshik tries to get back into it and makes a small error, has to adjust on the handbrake, not looking smooth. Judge is going to be pulling everything out of this that they can.
You know what, and that's the thing, it's about that dissection from the judges. They're going to be sitting there going, okay, we got to, you know, it's fun to watch, which is all we got to do, Ian, which is fantastic. You guys at home can just watch it, but right now they've got to decide a winner, and that means going through that driver briefing, through that criteria, which mistake was bigger, which, you know, little bit of gap was pulled. So right now, Karkoshik, I'm going to say it, Karkoshik, he's going for a cool down lap now. He's having a little rethink here.
Again, going for another cool down lap again.
My man Karkoshik there is just thinking, let's just take a moment, let that guy sit in the line a little bit longer, and let's psych him out a little bit.
I don't think you can psych out Torane Kazimierz right now, because
from the angle we were just out there, it looked like his car was on fire, both literally and figuratively.
And figuratively, yeah.
Let's see if Karkoshik can put in the lead. Look, his car is absolutely destroyed at this stage. There's no back end on that. That was the cleanest car in the paddock.
Ever. We rocked up here on Wednesday, and I was like, that's not a comp car. That's never a comp car.
That's a show car. Now it is just destroyed. But that's what you got to do. You got to put these machines on the line if you want to be on the top steps of the podium, and he is going for third place. So is Torane Kazimierz. They got one more run to do, and then it's done for the Norwegian and the Polish drivers. Let's see what happens. Karkoshik to lead in. Torane Kazimierz. Look at Kazimierz.
Yeah, Kazimierz tagging on the back end of Karkoshik's S15 as they come in hot onto the wall. Kazimierz all over the side of Karkoshik's S15. Look at the aggression from Kazimierz. Kazimierz wants the win. He wants the podium. As Kazimierz backs out of it and then starts to make another dive as Karkoshik gets the front on the wall. And Kazimierz absolutely perfect in chase position right now.
Incredible stuff as Kazimierz dives into the hairpin but hesitates a moment, gets back on the power again. Karkoshik making some ground here, getting himself back into the fight, knocking cones. He doesn't even have a spoiler on the car. He's using the rear end of his car to smash it. Kazimierz diving in, no regard for safety, putting it all on the line. The Norwegian makes another huge dive.
Look at this, Torane Kazimierz, door to door, wheel on wheel, as they come over the line. What a battle.
Incredible. I've said that word so many times tonight, and I'm saying it again. Incredible.
It's just, there is no other word to describe.
Is this real life?
Look at this, Dave. Watch this.
Are we going to wake up again in the morning and think this was all a dream? Because I have never seen this kind of an aggression. Look at the dives. I mean, these guys are using every input in the car. Clutch, brake, handbrake, gear change. It's just incredible. I mean, the demands put on a driver on a circuit like this. You can sit at home. You can talk about it. You can judge it. You can pretend you know anything about it. But out there, when you walk that track, that is one of the most dangerous and challenging tracks I've ever seen. And these guys have not only been doing this. Look at that dive. They're not even doing the tracking, but they're doing it door to door and making dives 11 times around that track. I mean, one mistake and that's your car gone here, and look at that. And it's so numb after watching so many runs, but this is incredible. But we've got to find a winner, someone to go to the third step on the podium. Will it be the Polish or the Norwegian? We have a result. Will it be Karkoshik? Will it be Torane Kazimierz? Taking third step on the podium at the Drift Masters European Championship is... It's Torane Kazimierz! gets third place on the podium, and an emotional embrace from Karkoshik and Toran. Look at it, he can't believe it. He cannot believe it.
No, this guy, you know what, from day one, from when he stepped out on that circuit, the first wheel he put on track was incredible. Judges, what more can we say?
Look at Conor Shanahan pushing James Dean on track. Guys, I'm sorry, just go talk us through it. Third place for Tor Arne Kavia.
Yeah, that was a really tight one again. Thor's lead line was absolutely perfect, no real mistakes on that. But again, back to David's chase, he has good proximity, but he is very shallow in angle to maintain that proximity, and he has lots and lots of corrections as well. So slight straightenings here and there, and shallowing up of his lead line or his qualifying line as well, to try and maintain that proximity. So for me, with those mistakes, even though he had proximity, he didn't have much of an advantage at all going into the second run. Then Thor just basically better proximity, more consistent angle while maintaining that qualifying line, and then David then only had a very average lead line, so therefore Thor took the win overall.
So third place on the podium, it is the final. After everything that's happened, it is the final. It is James Dean against Conor Shanahan. Two people from just a quarter of a kilometer away from each other. 14 years of age, Conor Shanahan. The world champion, James Dean. What a finale we have. Can James Dean win the first round of Drift Masters European Championship? Will Conor Shanahan throw caution to the wind? Here we go. It's all on the line now.
Oh! Wow, look at Conor Shanahan, wheel on wheel with the world champ, James Dean. Look at this from Shanahan.
Oh, what was that transition, Conor Shanahan?
Look at Shanahan, Dave. He's wheel to wheel, door on door with James Dean.
Loses the back bumper on James Dean's rear bumper. I have never seen a chase run like this in my life.
This 14-year-old guy is world class right now. Look at this from Conor Shanahan, almost tagging James Dean again. He is forcing the 2017 Formula
Look at this, Shanahan! All over the door of James Dean as they come around. Look at this, Shanahan is door to door again.
Oh, wow, one more turn, and look at this. Conor on the door of James Dean.
That's the best chase run I've ever seen. Period. Done. It's done.
What was that?
That's it. Done. No more. That is the best chase run I have ever seen in my life. At 14 years of age, Ian, I nearly fell out of the bloody window. Unbelievable.
I'm speechless. I am absolutely speechless. That was it.
You know what?
There is no words to describe what Conor Shanahan just done.
Nobody right now on the internet, nobody can sit there and act cool right now. No one can sit there and go, oh, whatever. That is as good as it gets anywhere in the world ever. On this circuit with that many transitions against the world champion, you pull that out of the bag? Come on, come on.
Look at this. And as they come across the line, Shanahan gives Dean a rub. Bam, buddy, I'm here.
Oh, what? I mean, I don't think James Dean has ever been asked that big a question in his entire career.
Never. Nobody, and I'm going to say this right now, nobody has put the fight to James Dean like Conor Shanahan just did.
But can he hold the nerve, Ian? Because he's got to be chased out now by James Dean.
I'm emotional right now.
If you were James Dean's spotter, what do you say? What do you say? James, sorry, buddy, he just absolutely killed it. Now James Dean has to do something that he's never really doing. Come from behind. He has to come from behind here.
If that is not a 6-4 advantage to Conor Shanahan right now, I don't even know what
There's
is.
no answer for that. There's no answer, Ian. You can't do better than that.
James Dean is shaking his head.
He shook his head in the car. He said, there's nothing I can do.
I'm done. He is literally hand in the wind.
Look at Conor Shanahan. Just give the glance over and say, right, son, what you got?
You taught me.
You taught me. I just taught you what it's all about here at round one of the Drift Masters European Championship. And if this isn't the most exciting drift series in the world right now, I am sorry. What do you want?
Well, we're ready to go, Dave. Has James Dean got what it takes? It's all on the line, the final run of the day.
Here you go, champ. What you got? Dean fires in behind Shanahan. Not the same proximity right now, Ian.
No, Conor Shanahan looking like the king out in front.
Oh, now
wow.
James Dean. He's coming for it.
James Dean backs it in on
Contact.
backwards.
Shanahan stays in it.
James Dean backwards entry into the braking zone. Shanahan taking the back off the car.
He's blown the
What?
back bumper off the car, the back lights off the car, and now James Dean's coming for it.
Oh, wow. Shanahan is throwing it all on the wall right now as James Dean hunts down the back of that car. A big dive from James Dean.
Oh, contact!
Shanahan stays in it.
He's got a cone stuck to the car.
What?
Dean shuts
it down.
Dean shuts it down.
What?
Dean shuts it down.
Wow, the crowd are on their feet. Płock
I don't know.
Stadium erupts.
History in the making. Shanahan's car is in bits. Dean's car is in bits.
Dave, the replay. Look at the replay. Look what. This is incredible. The crowd are going wild. Everybody here in Płock
They're
is
on their feet. Every person.
applauding Conor Shanahan.
15,000 on their feet for a 14-year-old from a village in Ireland. That's the reality, ladies and gentlemen.
Back of the car gone. Conor Shanahan throws it to the wall. James Dean says, "Here I come, buddy," but he has no answer on the transition. Shanahan, unbelievable.
Dean dives in, goes on the power. Shanahan touches the wall. Dean touches Shanahan. And look at this. The embrace on the track is incredible. James Dean lifts Conor Shanahan over his head in front of the Polish audience. James Dean's car is in ribbons at the back. It's just destroyed.
Dave, I'm emotional right now. I am absolutely
This is
emotional.
why I love this sport. This is why I live it, I breathe it every day. Amazing. Incredible. And Jack Shanahan running across, his family running across, and the Polish singing.
Wow.
Has he done enough? Has he done enough?
They're chanting a song to Conor Shanahan, and Jack Shanahan is emotional right now.
So we don't have a decision right now.
Wow,
we
look
do
at this.
not
They
have a
lift him in
decision.
the air.
But you know what? Win, lose, or draw right now. Conor Shanahan, ladies and gentlemen, has arrived on the world stage.
Listen.
Look at Jack Shanahan, elated.
So we're going to go to a quick replay. Look at the dive. Conor Shanahan sticks it to the wall. James Dean hits him. Shanahan stays in it, and James Dean instantly shuts it down. Shanahan has a cone stuck in the boot lid of his car. It is just crazy.
This is in real life. This is the most ridiculous. We have a decision, Ian. We have a decision. John Shanahan on the track, hugging James Dean's mechanic.
Who's going to take it, Dave?
I do not know, but we have
step?
a decision. They're building the podium as we speak. Ian, it's just been one of those nights. We may never have another. We may never have another this special, and especially for that small island on the west coast of Europe, we may never have a night like this again, where a 14-year-old child has just got a standing ovation from 15,000 in a football stadium in Poland. Incredible. And Jack Shanahan, he just can't believe what's happened. James Dean and Jack Shanahan cannot believe it. Tor Arne Kavir rolls back in. He's been incredible today, Ian.
This guy, my friend, I met this guy last year at Gapville. Such a nice guy. We had such a good time together. And he said to me, one day, dude, I'm going to stand on the world stage. And Tor Arne Kavir, for me, rolled in this weekend and proved himself in front of everybody on the world stage. The crowd are going wild right
Look
now,
at
and
them.
the
Cool.
atmosphere is electric.
Everyone is on their feet. If you can see what I'm seeing right now, every single person in this grandstand is on their feet. Can we get a camera just to show everybody here on their feet in the grandstand? I mean, they've witnessed something that nobody's ever witnessed in World Drifting here tonight. Incredible. Right from the top 32, Ian. Every battle, every moment. Look at that. Conor Shanahan embraced by his mother on the track. She can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's absolutely incredible.
Look at that. Banksy down there applauding Conor Shanahan.
Giving Conor Shanahan a hug there on the track. The media are rolling in. The podium is rolling in right now. It's emotional scenes. It's emotional scenes, and everybody is awaiting the decision. Will it be James Dean? Will it be Conor Shannon? Again, Conor hitting the wall, causing some damage to James. Which way will the judges see it? We do not know. It's going to come down to that. Look at James Dean's car. It's been in the wars. I mean, this is the first round, Ian. I'm just going to say it again. Right. This is the first round.
Let's just think about this. It's been the most unbelievable week.
I think we're going to have a mental breakdown 3 minutes after this goes off the air. I'm going to lie on this ground and go, this didn't really happen.
Right, so we've just done all this week. In 2 weeks' time, Dave, we fly to Poland, we fly to Hungary for round 2.
I don't even know if
I could do it.
I don't even know if I want to. My heart can't take any more of this. We're in Hungary at round. This is the first round of the championship. This is the opener. This is the tester. What's going on? If you guys at home, and we're just going to say thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you guys at home on the live feed have been absolutely killing it all day, hitting that share button, hitting the like button, showing your appreciation to everybody here in attendance and to all our drivers.
Let me just ask a question, and I'm going to ask it right now. All our drivers moving towards the podium right now for this. If you think this has been the best drift event you've ever watched online, hit that like and heart button right now. Let us know if it's been one of the best, because for me, it's been just sensational.
So the podium is nearly ready, Dave. We are nearly ready to crown our Drift Masters European Championship.
So, onto the podium they go. Oh. Yeah, they're announcing it out there. Crowd going wild for Conor Shannon, crowd going wild for James Dean. So, Conor being applauded by everybody around him, the podium being assembled right now. I mean, this kid, look at James Dean, lifting this kid above his head. Incredible. They are singing Conor Shanahan's name in the grandstands in Poland.
So, Dave, it looks like we are ready to go.
Yeah, and it's been announced from our judger, winning the event at 14 years of age is Conor Shanahan. He's been given the vote from the judges. Conor Shanahan wins round 1 of the Drift Masters European Championship. Can you believe it? It's been the longest day of my life. It's been the longest day of yours, Ian, but what a finale, what a result. The 14-year-old beats his mentor, beats the world champion, beats the Formula Drift champion, and it's his first ever pro win on a European stage. And what a way to do it.
I mean, how do you go away from this? Just, you know, on a world level now, that Conor Shanahan is the greatest, Dave.
Incredible.
One of the greatest drivers around.
And Tor Arnica, we have Eddie Power down there on the grid. Eddie, you're with our winner, Conor Shanahan.
Conor Shanahan, let me be the first to say happy 15th birthday. You couldn't have done it in any better style, taking down James Dean, your hero, your idol. Talk us through your emotion right now.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say. This is insane. I'm still questioning myself, is it a dream or is it real? But man, if it's real, wow, I can't believe it. It's
well, I can tell you it is very much real, and you made it look so easy, Conor. I mean, it was just an non-stop professional performance right from the off from you. I think when you take some time to look back on it, this is going to be one of the biggest moments of your career to date.
Oh, definitely, man. All I can say is bring on the rest of the championship. There's one hell of a fight on.
Conor, happy birthday and congratulations. What a way to start the Drift Masters Grand Prix.
So there you go, and onto the podium we go. Is in third position. It is taking a fourth position for David Karkozic, third position for Tor Arne Kavia, second position for James Dean on the podium. And as you just heard from our interview with Eddie Power on the track, James Dean takes second position on the podium. Your winner, after an emotional roller coaster here in Płock, Poland, is the 14-year-old phenom. The incredible Conor Shanahan takes the win, and this is just round 1. This is just the beginning. We want to thank everybody for tuning in across the world. We've broken records, we've broken hearts, we've had incredible moments. It's been emotional, we've been proud. I'm proud of the drift community right now. I'm proud of Europe right now. And Connor Shanahan takes the win. From me, Dave, from him, Ian. That is it. We are done. We're going to party right now with these boys. We will see you at round 2 in 2 weeks' time in Hungary. Until then, thank you for tuning in. And from us, goodbye, good night, and let's celebrate an incredible moment in European drifting.
Jeszcze raz na